edition of Implicit Bias. I'm your host, Kevon Bordelon. We are not quite underway for recording of the radio show just yet, but as you can see, we are back on live stream, and I guess I'm on this camera. Sam, am I pointing at the right camera right now?
Yeah,
yes, we're on this camera. So welcome back, because we are back at Cypress Bayou Casino, Mr. Lester Steakhouse, the only 5-star restaurant between New Orleans and Houston, and let me tell you, it's going to live up to it this week. We have seen the menu. Who's seen the menu with the crew? Who's seen the menu?
Oh, yeah, I saw it.
Oh, yeah. The menu is stupid. The Lenten menu getting ready to roll out. It is going to be fantastic. And, of course, Sam in the corner. Sam, it's nice to see you festive. Like, you dressed up for this week.
You know, whenever you have a jacket like this that is just on the sidelines waiting for an occasion, you got to break it out every now and then.
So what pro football player did you steal that from?
I don't know. I got it.
Had to be a kicker because it's not too big for you.
I got it at Right On Fashions. And there was a negotiation. And
aren't they still going out of business?
They were going out of business whenever I bought it, probably 11 years ago or something like that.
So, Sam, here's my question. Was it missing the button on the cuff on the left arm when you had the negotiation, and was that a negotiation point?
I probably bought it as is.
Bought it as is?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why
He flexed the guns when he put it on, popped it clean off.
Yeah, they gave him like $5 off because that button was missing.
I was going to a friend's golden birthday, actually. And I was like,
that's why the color.
yeah, this is it. And
that's more like mustard. It's not
Was
gold.
he 16?
no, I think it was, gosh, I think he was like 28. Yeah, he was 28. So it was a while back. And I thought it would be a one-and-done type of purchase, but then I saw it in the closet. I'm like, this thing has to come out.
Perfect.
So, fantasy football drafts.
It fits Mardi Gras?
Do you take a lot of things out of the closet, or
Mostly keep them in there.
It fits Mardi Gras. It absolutely fits Mardi Gras. And, so, Sam, was your shirt also missing buttons from, like, the middle of your chest up, or are those just not buttoned?
That's for everybody else. That's my gift.
For everybody else.
That's my gift to the room.
He needs one of them gold medallions.
Yeah, he does. Well, you know what would look good with that, Sam? What would look really good with that? Any idea?
I'm pins and needles.
The what would you pay championship belt chain from Luxury Limo of Lafayette,
that would
which
be the
you
perfect
somehow
fit.
have lost.
Yeah, it was over the capacity for the elevator, so I had to leave it at home.
What you got for him, Grant?
I see him playing for the Packers. I don't know why.
The sign on the elevator said limit 4, so it couldn't be the belt chain and Sam at the same time because
Correct.
the belt chain is so
Yeah,
so
he'd have
heavy.
been. It would have been overweight, no doubt.
Yeah,
no
you'd
doubt.
have to send it up and one of us take it off.
And we actually have another guest here, Sam. You have somebody helping.
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. Aaron's in the other corner.
Aaron,
like, really in the corner.
Aaron, we appreciate you being here. Don't let Sam pick on you. If Sam says anything wrong to you, you tell us. We will take care of it.
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll handle up on that.
I
Yeah,
thought
we
I had
will.
enough knobs and gizmos to touch that somebody else could touch some knobs and gizmos.
look? You told me that I was full of double entendres. But I get what you're saying this whole time.
Oh yeah. If anybody missed that one, all right. So here's the deal. We are 3 minutes in, Sam. Let's get this show on the road.
All right, cool.
Waiting.
Yeah.
Waiting.
You ready?
Waiting.
3, 2.
Cheers and welcome into another special streaming episode of Implicit Bias. I'm your host, Kevon Bordelon, and we'd like to welcome in anyone who tunes into this Mardi Gras live stream from Mr. Lester Steakhouse at Cypress Bayou Casino. As always, Hour 1 brought to you by Piper's Haven, 3916 West Congress. The certified wizard of tobacco is here for the show. He's got stogies. Those stogies are available here in the cigar lounge at Mr. Lester's. They're also available at the shop in his 553-square-foot walk-in humidor. We'll hear more about that and what's featured later on the show. But as we sit here in this much more luxurious version of the Top Secret Podcast Lair, which I guess now, since it's Mr. Lester Steakhouse, it is the NSSTSPL, the not-so-secret Top Secret Podcast Lair. We're hoping to dive into some great topics this week. We've really got some good ones, I think. We're going to sample a ridiculous flight of bourbon here in the cigar room. We're going to have some great discussion, and heck, we might even just be able to talk enough that we could write a book about this. Well, not necessarily my book, but our book. See, together we can author the book of Implicit Bias, but what about my book or your book? It's dawned on the crew that each of us has an author of our book. It's each individual who has someone or something writing our story. I know it kind of sounds crazy. No one's necessarily writing my book. No one's writing or creating my story. But if we think about it, we couldn't be more wrong if we think that. So please let me explain. We all have a creator, right? Some of us believe that creator is simply our physical mother and father, that we're simply the product of a male and a female who have reproduced. Others of us might believe that our creator is the omnipotent being who is eternal. That creator who is the creator. And while religions differ, all major religions believe that we have a creator. As Christians and Catholics here on this show, we know our creator is God. Now, our creator is where our story starts. But who writes our lives as we meander through this crazy thing we do call lifetimes? Who fills the pages, who fills our brains, our hearts with, as the late great Paul Harvey would say, the rest of that story? See, there are lots of people competing in this world to write our story, to tell us what we're going to live, how we're going to live, who we're going to live with. Those influences come to us in so many ways. What we watch, what we read, what we listen to, where we spend our time, who we spend our time with. Basically, what do we value? The list continues to go on, and it gets really specific. Social media is trying to write our story. Society is trying to write our story. TikTok definitely trying to write our story. Taylor Swift, heaven help us, but yes, trying to write your story too. They all do have one thing in common, though. Everyone who's trying to write our story can't do so purely with the good of other for the sake of other in mind. Those who remember us mentioning the writings of St. Thomas Aquinas know his definition of love, which we comment on here on the show quite a bit. Will the good of other for the sake of other. See, many of our authors don't want to write our stories for our good. They want to write our stories for their good. What's funny is all we have to do for this to make sense in our current world is provide a synonym for write our story. And this is going to probably hit you like a ton of bricks, so I'll ask the question again, but I'll change the language. Who is influencing our story? Who's influencing our lives? See, if our creator, God, isn't influencing our life, then maybe the influence in our life is the antithesis of God. As Christians, we believe that everything good comes from God, which means he'd only be a good influence. Which means everything else, well, we know where that comes from. Which now brings us back to the original question. Who's influencing or writing our story? Is it truth? Is it good? Is it people who care about us? Is it people who simply want what's best for us? Or are we letting someone else put words on our pages? That is the question. So this week, we are going to dive in. We're going to explore some stories of people who are trying to influence our story, trying to influence us in ways that maybe aren't good for us. Because if God isn't influencing our story, evil is. So we'd hope that the influence in our story is our almighty creator, who is always good, who will always will good for us, and will always want you to have that implicit bias. So with that thought, we're going to give you what we think would be good. 1, we've got weekly whiskey from here at Mr. Lester Steakhouse at Cypress Bayou Casino. The flight it's approaching plaid speed. 2, we've got cigars from Piper's Haven. 3, we've got fun, we've got news, we've got jokes, we've got your best interest in mind, we've got your implicit bias.
Was that a Spaceballs reference?
Yes, it was. Of course
Right
it was.
to ludicrous.
Of course it was.
And not this singer.
You know how all this works.
I'm surrounded by...
They're everywhere, sir.
Yeah. Was it
My cousins.
My cousins and yeah. Oh yeah. All right. I wish I could pour a glass.
Yeah, are we drinking
All right.
tonight?
Yeah,
or?
no. So here we go. We are
I'm
ready for
behaving.
flights.
I'm behaving.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
You can feel him vibrating.
Yeah, I know. He's twitching over here.
I'm leaning in and leaning back. And
So for
leaning in.
those on the streaming side, normally I'll give you a little inside baseball on the show. Normally the bottle is sitting on the table, and the glasses that you see on the table, if you can see them right now, they're kind of free reign.
They would be
Well,
full
hold on.
by now.
Let me rephrase that. They are definitely free reign.
They
are
would have started at full.
They are free reign, and Caleb takes full advantage.
Yeah.
Which means Caleb already has a 3-finger pour that he is complaining about and being like, oh, that Burley's complaining about and going, it's too short, it's not enough.
I'd be on my second glass right now.
Yes,
Right.
he would.
Yeah. I mean, well,
But what we
you
have
know,
here tonight is unobtainium. Go ahead, Renee.
Yeah. yeah.
Well, I mean, we always start early when we're recording like that because, you know, we jump in and we got to rake the whiskey and everything. So we got to get all our tasting notes built and all that other stuff before. So, you know, but
So-
now we get to just do it as it goes.
Hey, wait, don't kid yourself though.
Grant, behind you.
Caleb doesn't suffer. It's the person sitting next to him that always takes the full brunt of it.
Oh,
Well,
yes.
that's usually you.
Correct.
Well, notice who's sitting next to him tonight.
Yes. I think Grant,
I'm
but
out.
Grant likes that because that way, you know, he can't blame himself for that. Well,
Correct.
Caleb poured it.
He's got a
Okay.
scapegoat.
Yeah. Okay, I've been figured out.
It's
He's got a
Caleb's
scapegoat.
fault.
So on the back end tonight, what we have said is Caleb is not allowed to pour whiskey tonight. That is rule number 1. Rule number 2 is what we are going to have is a purple, green, and gold flight. There you go, Renee. I'll pass that to you. I will take that. Thank you very much.
Well, and like you said, it's unobtainium because there's only this family estate small batch.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean,
Caleb, I want you to do me a favor real quick, because you do this normally during the show.
okay.
Google Willet Family Estate 10-year small batch and see what it's going for in the secondary market.
Wait. Well, we're not going to play What Would You Pay?
Well, we don't
We
have
are,
the chain.
but hold on, we are not. We are going to play what would you pay,
But to the flight.
but to the flight.
You know, I've got a bottle of that sitting at the shop.
You know, you've got the rye at
I
the
got
shop.
the rye. No, I've got another bottle too.
You got a purple.
No, I got the rye. I got the rye. I got
Yeah.
2 ryes.
Yep.
So total for all three. We're not gonna break it down individually.
It's total for all 3. And our wonderful servers here at Mr. Lester's are going to come pour for us, so none of us have to actually pour, because I don't want to be in charge of pouring that bottle. He just saw what this bottle goes for on secondary.
I got the first consonants out that you don't want the rest of the sentence.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see the price, but I saw the look.
Yeah.
Excuse me? What?
Thank you, Mr. Lester's.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
Man, I feel.
You feel
I-
good.
I
No,
already
no, no,
feel
no, no,
honored.
no.
Now this is
So
a big deal.
So here's what we're gonna do. In order to make this work, we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pour, but we're gonna do.
We can let Grant-
purple, green, and gold. Yeah. Just make sure you know which glass you are pouring in, right?
Well, how about we all
So,
pour them in the same way? So far left or far right?
Far
Let's-
right is purple because it's the last one.
Okay.
Oh, so okay, we're gonna go in
Okay.
reverse order.
We are going to go in reverse order. So Renee, pour yourself a little bit of that. Sam, we got to get you a set of flights, right?
Yeah, that would be cool.
No, you don't get to drink tonight.
Can we get one more?
I do enjoy
set of
this little
flights,
flight
please?
container. This is nice.
It's
I
beautiful.
mean, we got what maple, a strip of is that walnut there, Sam?
It doesn't look like walnut.
No, I mean it's 3 different pieces. This is no, it's not. It's not 3 different pieces. It's sustained.
Thank you.
No, it's three separate pieces, but they're
Looks
similar
like
grain.
oak. I mean, that one looks like walnut over there.
Yeah, here
Now, is this,
they do it up right, man. They always do.
What's that?
which one is it?
Wood Talk, brought to you
This is the
by.
last one. It goes all the way on the right. We're going to sample it last.
And you know, like
But that's the expensive.
you definitely
Yeah.
do more woodworking than I do. My buddy Dave has educated
Yes.
me, but I am
Yes.
still
We absolutely want that one last.
I thought you'd want it.
limited on my knowledge.
It's
I feel like I shouldn't be put in the same category as Dave.
So it's
Well,
128 proof.
y'all are both leaps and bounds above me.
Corks right here. What one is it? 128.
Oh,
What's
126,
Sam?
126.2.
Okay.
Man,
we're gonna put that-
that's
oh,
going to
you
be
got Sam.
delicious.
Sam didn't get one yet.
Okay. It's coming.
Oh, no, we didn't find the belt chain. Or maybe we did, and then it vanished.
Sam did his best to make sure that it didn't make it out.
Well,
Yeah. Ever since, look, he looked like the old lady from, well, not Cinderella. Was it Cinderella where she's all hunched over and she's like, my pretty?
You gotta understand,
Snow White.
whenever I
White.
packed up, there was not an inch of space remaining of anything. Everything was busting at the seams to get over here.
Well, I mean,
come
thankfully
on,
you
Sam,
bought
the
that nice
Traverse
SUV
couldn't-
now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, y'all moved in one day, so.
Yeah, but
I've
he
been
had
moving
it
for a
the
month.
first day we
Oh
recorded.
yeah, we would.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lost
we
it.
had it. Well, he wasn't finished unpacking yet, so it got unpacked.
I know where it
else.
is.
Oh, you're
He
hiding
knows
it.
where it is. He just chooses not to bring it. Someone say when. All right, I stopped. I'm excited right now. Not gonna lie.
Here you go, Sam.
So what are we doing?
Okay, the right. That goes to the right.
So
goes
yeah,
to the right.
the purple is gonna be the last, and then green is in the middle. Which means green's not really in the middle for us, but it's in the middle here.
No, it should be in the middle for the
Well, yeah, but I'm
taste.
saying, but green, like
And that-
in the
yeah.
color code, green's not really in the
Correct, yeah.
middle.
And
Yellow
the
to
right,
me is in
the
the
right
middle.
one is going to go last.
What's the one you showed me the picture of on the internet?
That's
one
the
you
one in
have
your
in your
hand.
hand.
Okay.
Far right.
No, that's it.
Yeah, that's the big Kahuna. And I've never had Johnny Drum.
Give me
Well,
the.
we're about to.
Give me the green. There you go.
There's the rye.
Hey Sam, that's the
It's a nice bottle.
Okay.
I like the shape.
It is. It's a cool bottle.
And then the private stock, the labeling is real nice.
Ugh. Smell your fingers from
Excuse-
having it. Well played. Well played.
Grant's licking his fingers on that one. It just.
It pours different. The Johnny Drum pours completely different than the rest of them.
Almost like water, wasn't
It was. It's a little oilier
thinner.
too. It's thinner as it goes in.
What's the proof on the Johnny Drum?
101.
Perfect.
But if you look at it, look how it's got the legs, right? It's hanging along to the side of the glass. Are you gonna put that one?
Well, Sam needs it. Sam needs the
Oh,
Johnny
I
Drum.
keep forgetting about that.
Where's the cap for this?
It's on the bottle.
Oh, it's on there. Cool. Perfect.
So everybody's watching as we're doing all this
Everybody.
moving
this
around.
Is,
and,
In my head, I heard everybody was kung fu fighting.
yes.
look, this is what happens when
this is
we
how it
when we do
goes.
the show on the back end, right?
What had
Hey,
happened
Caleb,
was.
if you can take that bottle of Johnny Drum, cap it, please, because it's by you, and put it right there. Awesome. Thank you.
Does that? If anyone can see that on the camera, I hope that looks good. That way you can see what we're sipping on. Did you say that's what she said?
No.
That's my old.
Yeah.
I was like, man, Sam's coming out of the corner with something quick.
Okay, so we have to give a couple of shout outs because the distribution company that got this for us, right?
Well, that-
It's
yeah.
called Wines Unlimited, and this actually was a barrel pick from a store in New Orleans
Oh,
that they happened to have a couple left, and they made this available to Mr. Lester's so that we could do this.
Well.
So Wines Unlimited.
So we're we're
Marcello's.
privileged.
very privileged.
Which one?
The
All of them.
purple top.
Yeah, the
No,
purple
the
top.
purple top.
Yeah.
The purple top. The other two, the green and the gold, are easy to find, right? They are readily available. But that purple top is pure unobtainium.
When I saw the green top, I saw the rye at Nunu's a week ago or so. So I know they had a few bottles. I might be lying to you if they still have some left.
But it constantly comes in.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Are we allowed to drink these or
Yeah, well, we're waiting on you to start the next segment.
which
So
we're supposed to drink left or right?
Left.
left to
Left
right.
to right.
Left to right.
Yes.
Well, hold up. Where'd you put your purple?
I put my purple right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
the purple
yeah,
one.
So you're
That's
in the right
correct.
spot. You're in
Yep.
the right
Left to right.
Look at me go. All right.
Sam figured it out.
that's-
He followed
nice.
directions.
Yeah, he did.
That's very pleasant on the nose.
Wonderful.
All right. You ready?
Waiting on you.
3, 2.
Welcome back to this week's episode of Implicit Bias. I'm your host, Kevon Bordelon. We are actually streaming this episode live, so if you're listening via terrestrial radio on 96.5 KPEL, you kind of missed it. You're going to have to go back to Facebook. You're going to have to go back to YouTube in order to catch everything that happened on this episode because, man, let me tell you, Mr. Lester's is rolling out the red carpet as only Mr. Lester's can. So first of all, let's go ahead and introduce the crew for this week. We'll start to my left, immediate left. He is the certified wizard of tobacco, the only one in the universe. He is Louisiana's only certified master tobacconist. He is Rene Girard of Piper's Haven, 3916 West Congress, making the first hour of Implicit Bias possible.
I thought Mr. Lester's was making the first hour possible because we're here.
I thought you were writing the check, Renee.
I'm not writing a check.
Renee,
I saw what that bottle went for. I'm not writing that check, buddy.
This is so generous of you, Renee.
We appreciate it, Renee. Thank you for being here in that case, and we'll go ahead and change that out for you from here on out. No kidding. All right, across the table, we have I guess it would be to my right, so officially he is in the chair of intoxication. He is Grant Galatas of William S. Nacall Jewelers. Grant, I love that you are the green to my purple.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Well, we've got purple, green, and gold as the flight this week. I mean, it is Mardi Gras, and I'm glad that somebody else, including Sam, was partaking in the Mardi Gras festivities, fashion-wise.
It's almost a nice paisley, but the velour-looking
Velvet.
that
No,
you got.
no, velvet.
That's so smooth.
This is beautiful. What is this?
What is
Velvet?
that, velvet?
It's velvet. Yes.
Good to be here.
Good to be here.
This is fantastic as usual. Beautiful setup. Awesome.
Thank you.
Love it.
To his right, he is the rustic renegade. He is in full-on paisley. He is Caleb Morse. Caleb, I see you started delving into the flight that you have in front of you, and you seemed excited.
I am very excited. I'm trying not to write notes yet because I want to get my palate kind of wet with it. But, man, Johnny Drum's coming out right.
It is really good for all of us to be back at Mr. Lester's. I mean,
It is phenomenal to be back here.
if you haven't had the opportunity to come down here to Mr. Lester's, it's special. Because you'll notice both Caleb and Renee are doing what? They are smoking cigars in the cigar lounge.
I think you misspoke with it. It's not if you haven't had. We've all had the opportunity at some point. If you haven't taken the opportunity,
Agreed.
Yeah.
because
Agreed.
This is worth the trip.
This is probably one of my favorite shows to do is when we come here because we get to smoke cigars and drink whiskey at the same time.
And when we first got here, Chef Willie was sitting, and I had to apologize to him because I was just in Vegas at SHOT Show, and I went to another steakhouse that I like to go to when I'm there, and I told Chef Willie I hate him because
He's ruined you.
He ruined me.
He's ruined you. No, he
I
will.
am destroyed because
will.
this is where I want to go.
Well, and you know what's amazing too is because you go to those overpriced steakhouses in other cities,
Yeah.
and you come here and it puts them to shame. I've said that
down.
before.
Hands down.
I've been to all them in Chicago, in Las Vegas, in Miami. I've been to a lot of those overpriced steakhouses. You come here, oh my God, the quality of steaks
Off
are
the charts.
better than them. But what gets me is the service.
Well, and just wait. The creativity that Chef Willie is going to roll out this week, you're going to hear some things you probably thought you'd never hear. I can't wait to try it. We're going to roll this out as we get those samples in. We also, though, do have to introduce the man who's actually kind of making sure the stream is on the air, Sam Stokes of Better Brew Productions. Sam, you excited for this whiskey flight?
I'm excited. I'm excited to get into the groove of the show. There was a whole lot of preparation starting at, 8 in the morning this morning. There's a lot of comings and goings. Everything's plugged in and working right now, so hopefully that will continue. I feel like I'm at an event with a bunch of Batman villains right now. Got the Riddler in the corner, got the Joker over there. I'm trying to figure out Aquaman. I don't know what Caleb is, whatever he is.
Aquaman?
I don't know. Yeah. I ran out of Batman villains really quick.
Okay.
Carry on with the show, please.
So that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna dive into we're gonna dive into the topics. We're also gonna talk about the flight that's in front of us. Normally, the way the show works, we do a weekly whiskey segment right after the monologue. But this week, because we have a flight, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about what's in the flight, and then we're gonna sample each whiskey in different segments of the show before we do the What Would You Pay Championship Belt Chain, which Sam will find, right, Sam?
It's somewhere.
Yeah, Sam will find it, and we will award that because we're going to price out the flight. So let me tell you about the flight before we start getting first tasting notes and then dive into our first topic. So first tasting notes on this and what the flight is. We have a purple, green, and gold flight. And for those in the bourbon whiskey world, you know that purple top Willets are unobtainium. Caleb, I'm going to ask you the purple top price that you found online. Secondary was what?
The first one that popped up was $2,500.
$2,500.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Okay.
So if you want to spend that, 2842 Northeast.
So we have a purple top. That tells you it is a Willet Family Estate 10-year bourbon. We have a green top. So purple, green, and gold, right? A green top, which is the Willet Family Estate Rye. Now, this is not the age statement rye, which also gets up there in price, but this is still a fantastic bottle that I've had before. And then we have the gold, which is Johnny Drum another Willet product comes in at 101 proof, and that's what we're all sampling right now. So, Grant, let's start with you. I'm really curious as to what you think of this 101 proof Johnny Drum, because we are going in reverse order. We're going to do the purple top last. So what do you think of the Johnny Drum, Grant?
So when you take a sip and it just kind of trails down the glass, that's how y'all refer it as legs.
Yep.
Correct? When we poured it, it was a little bit viscous. You could see it because we poured the other two and they just kind of flowed in. But this one kind of has legs, apparently, just looking at it and tasting it. I'm trying to pull taste out of this. I always look for sweet, as you know.
Whoa, this is...
It's 101 on the dot because when you taste it down, it doesn't punch you back.
just enough proof for you.
Yeah, just exactly.
Not
just,
over
just
sweet
enough
either.
to get there, right?
Not over
Exactly.
sweet, not over proof.
Not over sweet, but a hint of sweet which is in my wheelhouse.
Nice balance.
Yes,
Renee, I'm
definitely.
curious as to what you think about this one.
This one, I like the proof on this one. It doesn't just light you up. It's smooth. I'm getting a slight honey.
I do get yes.
You know, it's not. Grant was talking about how it wasn't sweet, but it's got a little sweetness, and the sweetness I'm picking up is honey, which
So-
is unusual for me because I don't normally pick a lot of that up.
And I will tell you the type of honey I get. I get like raw, and if anybody knows of the Honey Man in Lafayette, like you have to know where the house is. It's on the honor system. You go, and all
that's-
they do is filter it.
That's the one down Ridge Road.
Yes,
huh?
it is.
Yep.
That's what this reminds me of.
Yep.
That's the flavor I get on it. So I absolutely am with you on that. All right. Caleb has the Implicit Bias Whiskey Tasting Journal, and he is starting to fill this one out for Johnny Drum. What do you think, Caleb?
I am riding away. So on the nose, I immediately get dark fruit. And then I don't know exactly what kind of wildflower. So I put wildflowers.
Okay.
Because I get it. It's floral, but it's not like that overly commercialized floral smell that you get in the potpourri. It's like just a nice, relaxing field on a spring day. And then vanilla on the nose. And then taste, man, it's very, very soft on the mouth. Like it's viscous, but it's got a really soft mouthfeel, which is, I hate saying that word, but that's the best way to describe it. And then
You know you like mouthfeel.
lavender. I'm getting like
Interesting.
a hint of lavender on it because it's kind of got that sweetness to it and that different flavor. Very gentle. Then I get warm brown sugar, and it's got legs for days, followed by clove honey is what I put. That raw clove honey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Sam, I'm curious as to what you think about this one. And before we go to you, one of the things about Johnny Drum that's really unique in the bourbon world right now, some people might remember when McKenna 10 was a $35 bottle. It was an inexpensive, fantastic drinker, 100 proof, and just really, really good. Well, it became unobtainium because some people found it. It won some awards, and the next thing you know, it's a $55 bottle. Johnny Drum, kind of the buzz is that it's the next McKenna 10. It's the next one that people are like, and the more I taste it, the more I'm like, I get it. So, Sam, I'm curious as to what you get. Are you gonna bully this one around from Willet?
No, not at all.
You better not.
I mean, I agree with what you guys are saying about it being viscous. It is thick. Whenever you move it around in your glass, it jiggles a little bit. I agree with what you guys are saying about the honey flavor. I get like a dried apricot type of thing going into like a honey. I think that's the dried fruit Caleb was talking about. And it finishes really nice. It is chewy. It gives you a really nice warmth without being overbearing with the proofing. So it gives you that proofing that you're looking for. Whenever you take a sip of whiskey, it sticks with you. It's pretty nice, and I'm pretty excited because if it's up from here, I mean, we've already started pretty high up on this roller coaster.
So, Sam, you rate this as a blue? We're gonna do this on the Morse Whiskey rating code. We'll do each one.
You're putting me on the spot, man.
Yeah, you get to go first.
I think I'm a little wary of rating this as a blue because
well, no,
we
that's
can
why.
only.
That's why you get this one first because it keeps you honest.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm not.
No, you don't get to hold on your blue rating. By the way, for the uninitiated who have not listened to the show before, the Morse Whiskey rating code: red, I wouldn't drink it even if it was free. Yellow, I would only drink it if it was free. Green, I would buy it. I just had to make sure I was doing red, yellow, green, and blue. I would seek this out. I must have this on my bar if I find it at retail, right? Yeah. At retail. Because that purple, I don't know that it's a blue. I haven't had it yet.
Secondary,
But it's secondary
just-
price,
yeah.
man. Ooh, it's
There's
tough.
there's a lot of stuff though that even blues that at secondary price I'm not going to seek it out at that blue price.
I
That's
absolutely agree.
That's just crazy.
Okay, so couple of things while we get Sam's rating. Sam, what's your rating?
Come back to me.
Nope.
I gotta sit with it. I can't just immediately rate the thing. I gotta get to know it. I gotta find its ins and outs.
Oh, you got to find it like you got to find the What Would You Pay Championship
No,
belt
he
chain?
wants to copy off of
I'll
our
go.
papers because his glass is almost empty.
You can
He
come to me
make it.
first. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But just give me a second.
Okay, let's go ahead and start with Grant. Grant's gonna pick up your slack here, Sam.
It's only been a short amount of time since the 1792 bottle that we had a week ago, so this gets a green
Okay,
for me. But
so it's a green. You'd buy it, absolutely.
absolutely.
This is one I've had it before, and I'm gonna go ahead and give my rating. I've had this before, and I haven't bought it. And I'm sitting here tasting this, and I'm going, why haven't I bought it? Why haven't I put this on my bar? This is a fantastic offering from Willett. So this, for me, I agree. It's a green. It is an absolute green, a solid, well-placed green. Renee?
Yep, I'll agree with that green. It's a good drinking whiskey. I'm actually picking up some of that sweetness, which more and more as I drink, different whiskeys. Because I wasn't a whiskey guy before we started the show. Now you're corrupting me and making my palate develop on that. So I'm picking up a little bit of that sweetness. Yep, a green for me.
A green for you. All right, Sam, you're on the spot now.
I gotta calibrate, man. I gotta get the feel for where we are.
No,
Get used
no,
to the conditions.
No. You do
of
not
our
base your
papers.
rating off of what we rate it.
No. I'm not doing that. I'm getting the, because whenever you're fired up for the show, you're in Mr. Lester's, everything's good. You got the cigars in the room, you got the lights, everything's nice. You want to be like, it's the best whiskey I ever had. So you got to calibrate, right?
So you're influenced by outside influence?
We all are, Caleb.
So who's writing your story, Sam?
I mean, you gotta figure out where you are and
Notice-
figure out the room. And
Notice you can't write your own.
So-
but that's okay because nobody really can, and we'll talk about that.
So I think Grant put it pretty well. After that 1792 set the bar so damn high for what a blue is supposed to be. This one is very good. It does not quite, as Axl Rose would say, take me away to that special place. And for that reason,
Okay.
I'm going to go green for this
Sam,
one.
is the bell here? Because we need the bell for that.
We don't have the bell.
That was played so well with the lyrics. Yes, just yes. Well done, Sam. Cheers to you.
Okay, let me ask you this. I'm getting all of the taste on this in the front of my throat. Because some of them, when we tasted it, it goes
Yeah.
all the way to the back. What causes that? What's the difference there?
You sip in your throat?
So believe it or
when
not,
you,
believe it or not,
when you put it in your mouth and,
Pull the glass
taste
out
it.
a little bit. Man.
Take it easy, llama boy. Don't
Okay.
pull it. Don't pull the trigger just
So
yet.
hold on. So hold on. Your taste buds in your mouth are in different places. You taste salty, sweet, sour in different
No,
places.
but
on
we've
the taste
always
buds.
said that this hits the back of the throat first. And this one actually, that proof, even though it's just 101, it hits you right like at the roof of your mouth, right
So
at the
I
top
don't.
and front.
I don't get the proof on this. Now that could be in part the way that you drink it. So when you drink whiskey, especially stuff as you get higher proof, when you swallow, you don't want to inhale as soon as you're done swallowing that whiskey, right? You want to exhale through your nose. That's going to push all of the volatile compounds that are floating in the alcohol up through your nostrils. You'll get more taste, you'll get more flavor, and you won't get what they call a Kentucky hug, where all of a sudden you feel it in your throat and your chest. Go ahead, Caleb. I know you're laughing over there.
I'm like, I think that the thing we need to remember from all of tonight is when you swallow, don't inhale. That's where I'm stuck.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well,
where do
yeah,
you rate this
because
on the
you're
Morse
gonna
Whiskey
choke.
rating code, Mr. Morse?
This is a green. This
Okay.
is a green. It's a man. It's a beautiful
It is.
bourbon. And look, I let my wife take a sip, and then she took a second sip, and a third sip.
Oh, and mine was I now pick out because mine was like over your shoulder, and she was looking.
Yeah, she's
and
giving
she was
me the
looking, and I was
eye.
like, "What is going on?" And then I realized she wants to taste the whiskey, so I'm gonna save some for her so she can come grab some of that.
I'm
on
gonna
display.
save a little bit for my wife again because for her to do that, that's worth something. But this is a solid green. I wrote it down before you asked me.
Yeah. So okay, so we're aligned on this whiskey, but to go back to the whole outside influence getting to Sam, well, let's talk about that outside influence, right? Because all too often in life, number one, we think we're writing our own stories, and number two, we don't realize all the people who are trying to write our stories for us.
Well, look at the millions and billions of dollars spent on marketing. Marketing works, right? And there's so many things trying to pull us every direction. at all times, from fashion to taste to smells to your design of your home. It's hard to row your own field and to sow your own path. It really is, because everyone's going to look at you like you're doing something different.
That's a huge takeaway. That is a huge comment, because to your point, all too often we think, oh, I want to be like others. I want to fit in. Guess what? In case you haven't figured out listening to this show or watching this live stream, we don't care if we fit in or not. We're going to be who we're going to be. And the goal a lot of times is to not be who we want to be. We've got to be who we're designed to be. Right? Renee, you want to chime in? You got any thoughts on that? Or, oh, you got to get off TikTok. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Is Renee frozen right now?
I was about to
No,
say.
I'm listening. I'm just listening. What's going
He's
on?
got a screensaver on.
So here's the really interesting part, right? So when you think of where we are today as a society, and it's one of the things that we talk about on this show, where we are, if you go back and think, and I saw a picture of young adults back in the early 90s. I went back and looked at a couple in the 70s and a couple in the 80s, and it dawned on me that a lot of what people deem as societal problems today, they didn't exist until we had Facebook, until we had Instagram, until we had the dreaded TikTok.
Well, I mean,
Well,
It's educating our children, right? It's fighting with us and influencing their story.
Because in the 70s and the 80s,
It
we
didn't
did not
exist.
have these. And now everybody's got one, and most teenagers or young adults, their face is constantly in their phone, and that's what's doing it. I mean, and then you have stuff like the Facebook and the YouTube and TikTok, and they just spend so much time on that, and that's all.
And Renee,
that's where they get their ideas.
y'all didn't have that in 5 AD when you were a teen,
No,
right?
I mean, we didn't even think about that. If we wanted to communicate with somebody, we yelled at them.
Yeah.
You yelled across the valleys and stuff.
Just complain about the price of rocks.
Well,
Sam, well played.
once
Sam's on point
you
tonight.
carve on that rock, that's it. You're done with it, man. You got to go find another rock. I mean,
Or you just got to like re-chisel, break it, and find another face.
well, no, it's too hard. You just throw it away and get another rock.
All right, we got to wrap up this segment. We're going to come back. We're going to dive into our next weekly whiskey. We're also going to bring up our second topic of the week, which is, as we jump in, a favorite artist, and we're going to tell a story that somebody may not want told here. We're going to talk about our favorite music artist that I never listened to before and won't listen to again. Pink is up next on this week's episode, our purple, green, and gold episode of Implicit Bias.
I'm very curious about this.
imagine where you would put the rotary dial on that phone. Like back in the 70s.
My first iPhone, they had an app. That
Yeah, you
had a
could put the rotary dial.
And I did that, and people would look at me funny, and I'd dial my numbers like that.
Hey, show that kind of phone to a kid these days.
Oh,
They
yeah.
look at it and they look at it.
Oh, yeah.
They don't know how to do it.
What do you
No.
do with it? How do you do this?
It wasn't because I wanted to sip. I was trying to figure out why you said
Where'd you get the water from?
Yeah, we need some water.
I'm gonna augment with that. That's smart. But never
Well,
mind.
okay, everybody can see Grant. You don't get on camera.
Oh,
No, yeah, come around.
that
Oh,
is
we got food.
that
too.
is damn good. Like that's a. I mean,
It's
it's a
almost
green.
it's almost a crime to give it a green,
Yeah.
but it's a green.
Yeah.
Like when you're sitting there saying it's the new McKenna 10, that tells me that it's probably like I don't know what retail on is it or retail on it is. I'm assuming sub
Johnny
50
Drum.
or 50 or sub 50 something like that. And for that price, man, buy that $17.92, and you got some great little sippers throughout the week. That's really good. That's worth having.
What Sam and I were talking about.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
announce
It's
it
too
at the
soon
beginning of the
at
next
this.
segment,
It's
the
like
giveaway, so
recency
people can
effect
start
for
commenting.
$17.92.
No, it's all one big package.
Well, look, you want to move the whiskey back a
It's
little bit?
bottle,
That way we get a
it's
good
the
camera
bottle,
view first.
the hotel stay, and the dinner.
Thank you, Chef.
There should be a piece of black tape under there,
You do what you
Grant,
want.
Hold on.
where the food's supposed to go.
Yeah. Okay.
25.
Don't zoom in on my butt, Sam.
makes it easy.
Very much.
You got a Hank Hill butt, dude.
Pretty good.
It's the same one. It is.
Hey, I was gonna say.
Thank you.
I saw a replay of old LSU
Put,
from the 80s.
hey, Grant,
Yeah.
put it on the black spot. Move the
Yeah.
plate to the that black piece of tape.
In the football game from the 80s, everybody's watching the game and smiling and just looking at
Yeah.
and then they showed a recent one.
And everybody's on. All the kids are on their phone.
80% of the people are sitting there with their face buried in their phone. So it's kind of permeated every little aspect of even the things we enjoy doing.
So
Well, it's the addiction to everything. I mean, what was it? The first 2 years after Facebook came out, we were addicted to
like that.
to Facebook and the likes.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
likes, the comment. No, it wasn't like. Was it, likes
here's
came
what
out
we're gonna
later, I
do.
think.
Still not on Facebook.
Chef, for the beginning of this segment, if you would, can we bring you right there? When you're
On
done,
Grant's lap.
when you're done describing the menu, we're gonna put Grant back in. That works?
Got it.
Cool. Thank you. All right, so let's do that.
Can't argue with
I'm sorry?
purple velvet.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Yeah, it's crazy how we became addicted to technology so fast and then addicted to social media.
But to not even enjoy it.
I think I'm close.
I mean, ruins everything. And I'm saying this as someone who has social media, does it.
Yeah,
like
y'all
too.
go right through the
It's-
middle.
It's so hard, man. It's so hard to overcome that. All the addictive things that happen to humanity. You look,
need
the
to
most
say-
addictive thing to men nowadays is pornography.
Yep.
The most addictive thing to children is social media.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it traps you in this horrible feedback loop. And next thing you know, your life is just falling apart because all you care about is the next like, the next share. You know, then you scoot over shift. And just where you can get through. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because once you get one person out there, complaint, something,
Oh, it just
something bad
blows up.
happened. Yeah.
It blows up.
And everyone in the world has a bad day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Even Jesus, well, I wouldn't say Jesus had a bad day, but even
No.
Jesus lost his temper.
Yeah.
Sat there and made a whip from the robes and the curtains.
Yep.
You know, I mean, it happens. You know, I mean, no one's on all eight cylinders every once in a while. You have to get rebuilt, and you're gonna.
The world, the best chef in the world is not 100% every
No.
Yeah.
No, because
Oh my
everybody
God,
has a
chef
bad day.
Chipino.
Chipino.
Oh. So
That's how you pronounce that word?
Chipino, yes.
No, I've
And-
tried. I almost Googled it, but
And
I
if
was like, no.
if you've ever had it, it is fantastic. A Italian seafood stew, right?
It's the Italian version of Rubio.
Oh. Okay.
Fantastic. Yeah, Grant, we're going to actually swap you out during this segment after Chef walks us through the menu. Can you do the whole menu? Okay, cool.
I'll tell you what, too, though. That Johnny Drum paired really well with this cigar.
That Johnny Drum.
I feel bad that I haven't had it before now.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, I've had it. I don't have it on my bar. And I'm like, why don't I have it on my bar?
Well, you better get
Yeah.
it quick.
Yeah, I know.
Because after people listen to the show, it's going to become McKenna 10. That's how McKenna 10 became
What's that?
McKenna 10.
This show?
Yeah, that's
yeah,
exactly
because
how.
of the show.
You have a lot of Johnny Drum.
We got so many people that, we're trendsetters, man.
Yeah.
Well, and like
cases.
I go around and I look now when I go to
You know
New
the good
News and
stuff.
everywhere else. I'm trying to see. I'm like, what haven't I had?
Yeah.
Or do
That's
you have a
what I-
lot here in
that's
the
what I
restaurant?
like to
That's
go
what you're talking
to.
about.
And
Oh,
I'm like, what haven't I had?
Get it before
and what
everybody
can I
else
two
try?
cases,
discovers it.
24
Yeah.
bottles, 12 bottle
Yeah.
case, or 6 bottle case.
We'll get to a fourth mic. We will. No, we'll get to a fifth mic.
Yeah.
Cool.
Someone was coming. Yeah.
What are we?
You'll buy 3 more boards.
Just daisy chain them all
Oh,
up.
yeah.
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 All right, Sam, whenever you're ready.
All right, cool.
Get one of them big production trucks.
3, 2.
Welcome back into this week's episode of Implicit Bias. The crew is streaming live from Mr. Lester Steakhouse, Cypress Bayou Casino. So if you're listening on the radio side, you might have missed the stream. Maybe you caught the stream. Maybe you caught during the stream the opportunity to win, because we're going to lay this out right now, to win a bottle of true unobtainium. Remember when New News did that Blanton's barrel pick? We're going to give one of those away. It's also going to come with, because it's a huge prize pack, it's also going to come with dinner for 2 up to $500 here at Mr. Lester Steakhouse and a hotel stay right here at Cypress Bayou, so you don't have to go home. The bottle of Blanton's, the $500 dinner for 2, all you got to do is tip your server, and the hotel stay are going to go to the best comment we get on this live stream, either through YouTube or Facebook. We have Mrs. Implicit Bias and Mrs. Rustic Renegade and Mrs. William S. Snake All Jewelers all monitoring social media right now. They are looking for your comments. So please, go comment. Come up with something creative. You could call me and Caleb ugly like Jason Tippy did. The judge is being judgy, and that's okay. You can absolutely come up with a comment. We had somebody did they tell you, Sam, suck it? Or
Yes.
Yes.
He said,
That's
"Sam,
another
suck
winner.
it."
That's another potential winner, right? So we're going to see. We're going to wait till the end of the show. We'll announce that. But right now, we got to get to food because we have a special guest. We have Willie Gaspard, executive chef here at Cypress Bayou Casinos, Mr. Lester Steakhouse, and he's rolling out that Lenten menu. Because look, I know Lent's coming around, and during Lent, what we do down here in South Louisiana, a lot of Catholics, we don't eat as much meat as we normally do. We're going to fast on definitely Fridays. Sometimes people fast Wednesdays and Fridays. Definitely Ash Wednesday, which, by the way, hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, is Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Right.
Mr. Lester's is open. I don't even want to ask if y'all have reservations available.
Very little.
Very few.
Very little.
Very few.
If you like
It's
eating
just-
after 9 o'clock.
It's just
Okay.
It's just funny down here. You know, the Cajuns, we have to suffer with seafood. For
Yeah,
Lent.
we do. We suffer with seafood for Lent. So, chef,
This year is going to be extremely weird because of the crawfish prices.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! Yeah, it's crazy.
so chef, if you would,
Sure thing.
start us off with what we have here that people can see, and then walk us through the rest of the menu you've
Sure
got here
thing.
for the crew tonight.
So sitting here, we have seafood cioppino, which is an Italian soup, seafood based. Basically, it's the Italian version of cubio, if everyone in Louisiana knows what cubio is. This one has shrimp, crab, crawfish, and oysters in it.
Sounds terrible.
Suffering with seafood again.
Yeah.
You know?
We basically made a lot of we made a shrimp stock and added oyster liquor to it, roasted tomatoes, onions, celery, bell pepper. There's a little bit of anito in it to make it the Italian, and it's really good. It's one of my favorite soups actually in the world. That's something I enjoy. I enjoy making it. I enjoy eating it. There's a lot of Italian influence in Louisiana
Yeah.
also.
Oh, yeah.
So it fits well here. We do this soup quite often as a special here.
It's one of those soups that if you haven't had cioppino, you might kind of look at it and be like, what is this? I don't even, just don't ask, try it. You will love it. It is a fantastic way to prepare seafood. I can't wait to get a spoon in there as we're going to pass that around. Chef, if you can walk us through the rest of the menu that we're going to have here this
After
evening.
this one, we're going to have a lobster Napoleon, little appetizer, some sauteed lobster, fried wontons, bourse and cheese.
Why do you want to hurt me like this?
We do that one quite often. And actually, our chairman, Miss Melissa Dorn, that's her favorite thing we can make here.
Okay.
So every time she comes, she gets that. So I'm going to have it for you guys tonight. We do that about once a month. We do it as an appetizer special, but we're going to do it quite a few times during Lent. After that, we're going to have something that I created. It's a soft shell crab BLT.
Here it is.
Salad.
Wait for it.
And
But wait, it's seafood. It's Lent.
the bacon is not bacon. It's salmon bacon.
Wait, what?
I made salmon bacon.
Walk me through that.
I cured salmon, cold smoked it like smoked salmon, and then you sear it and it gets crispy and it's like bacon.
Salmon bacon. Remember when I said the creativity that Chef Willie was going to bring to the table? There you go. On point. Okay.
We'll have that one weekend
wait for that.
during Lent as an appetizer also. After that, I'm going to do a broiled sea bass with a smoked tomato beurre blanc. And we'll have one beef dish because it's Mr. Lester's. It's
Yeah, we got to do something with beef.
for the not Catholics. You know that
There will
there'll
be a steak in my future here tonight later. I'm just telling you.
But I paired a little bit of seafood with a steak. I made a shrimp and crab beef Wellington with all poivre sauce. And to round it all off at the end, is something that I'm pretty proud of how it came out. I made a bread pudding pecan pie with a spicy bourbon ice cream.
Bread pudding pecan pie with a spicy bourbon ice cream.
The ice cream came out really good.
Chef, you guys look.
Looking forward to
I
it.
impressed myself with the ice cream.
You are setting a bar here that is problematic because we are guaranteed through October to be here at least 2 more times. And looks like we're going to be here 3 more times.
Okay.
So you keep upping the bar every time we get here. You're going to get to a point where I'm like, I don't know, I
makes it
don't know what
fun
you're going to
for
do.
me.
I don't know what you're going to do.
This is fun.
So, Chef, thank you very much. We
Sure
appreciate
thing.
you coming in. I can't wait to get spoons into this cioppino. It looks fantastic. We're going to dive in. We'll continue talking about that as we're also going to dive in our top stories. Now, I told you I gave a teaser, right? So we're going to swap Chef Willie out and bring Grant Galatas back in.
Enjoy.
But I gave you a teaser of the story that we were going to dive into that is all about people trying to influence your life. So, trying to influence your life. Favorite artist. And I love telling this story because when we entertain at the house, when we have people over, we have friends over, and every now and then, we of course will imbibe in the liquor cabinet when people come by. So it just so happened that we had one friend come by, and we put music on in the house. We didn't really have anything on TV, but man, Pink happened to rotate through the Pandora shuffle.
It was in the For You?
I'm sorry?
Was it in the For You Pandora, or was it just
No.
your recents?
No, it was in neither of those, Mr. Morse. But this person actually was having such a good time. This person was singing Pink. But I guarantee this person, after what came out this week, is probably not going to be there any longer. So, Caleb, you sent this story over. I'm going to let you tell everyone what Pink decided she needed to do for all of her loyal listeners out there this week.
Yeah, so I don't know if you remember, but back when Trump ran the first time, Eminem came out and said, if you vote for Trump, don't listen to my music.
He did.
And then Pink just came out and said, if you're conservative and pro-life, don't buy her albums, don't listen to her music. And look, I was heartbroken. I was, because I can name exactly 0 songs that Pink sings.
Actually, Pink came out with that a year ago.
That was a year ago.
It was a year ago, she said, because I have stopped listening.
To Pink?
Yes. Not that I listened before, but there's a radio station that every morning they play the national anthem. And they have a version that Pink sings, and when it comes on, I turn it off. I will not listen, because you know what? If she is pro-murder, I'm anti-murder.
And that's the
So
thing.
that's the way I feel about it. I mean, you're gonna make a decision like that, then I won't listen. You don't want me to listen, I will not listen to you.
Grant, you want to chime in?
I think it's important to establish that this is where people have gotten things blurred lately, where entertainment is crossing the line into politics, and there's so much more intermingling on the fence.
But that's the point. That's what they're trying to do.
And it's a shame, because if these people are willing to put 50% of their viewership, that's what's going on with Taylor Swift right now. I don't know if we're going to talk about that later.
We'll talk about
her.
that later, but yes.
But yeah, to where you can actually take half of the people who buy your albums and cut that half off by making your political views public.
So here's the deal. Does she have the right to say it? She absolutely does. And I stand behind her right to say it, and that be her conviction, because that is the country in which we live, and it is not my job to tell her how to live her life. However, here's the big part that I just can't get out of my craw, and it's this. It's that part of this is because that's who she is. Part of this isn't to try and cut off 50% of her listenership. Part of this is to try and twist the arm of some of those 50% and make them question their values. And that I have an issue with.
And that's what a lot of people are going to do. They're going to say, well, they're my favorite artist, and they have these beliefs, and I wonder why. But you can disagree. You can like someone and disagree. Look, if you like Pink's music, okay, that's fine. But you don't have to follow anyone's political influence unless you truly value their opinion.
Well, and herein lies the best part for me, which is, congratulations, you're a musician. The last time we challenged and let musicians run public policy and run politics and voted on musicians to do that was never. Yes, right, Renee. Never. You're a musician. Be a musician. And you can have your opinions and you can put them out there. But the second you do, be prepared to accept the ramifications of those words, because those words now matter.
Well, and one of the things that irks me with a lot of these musicians, you pay, especially now, the price of tickets to
Concerts are ridiculous.
You pay this money, and then you go up to listen to them perform, but they're going to sit there and give you a political rant. And, dude, that's not what I paid to come here for. I paid to listen to you play your music. Play your music. You can do your political rant on your time, not on my dime.
Well, just remember, one of the best presidents this country's ever seen was an actor.
He was.
Yeah.
However, he made the jump. He was no longer an actor. He made the jump to
governor,
politics, right?
Correct,
He
correct.
became a governor. He then became a president. And it was a very distinct line that he drew. And remember, he also had perhaps one of the best political quotes ever, which is, what are the scariest 9 words on the planet? I'm from the government, and I'm here to help.
Yeah. But look,
and
but-
you can't deny it.
But what Pink is, what she's bringing to the forefront is it's not only a political issue, but it's a deeply felt moral issue. So that makes it a lot more complicated because I don't think just because she can sing and do whatever she does on stage that she could actually influence you to change such a deeply held religious and moral conviction.
I wish I could have.
I got that out before the
wish
first slide. You saw that?
I wish I could agree with you on that. I wish I could agree that
Really?
that influencers don't have that power. We're going to stretch this by just a second, Sam, but I'll close it out right here. But they're called influencers for a reason, because they influence people to do things they don't want to do. Not like us, who tells you follow and come back for the next segment of Implicit Bias.
Well said, brother.
Yeah, but she influenced me to not listen to her music.
She did.
Well,
It
and
can't be that deeply held of a conviction if you can let Pink.
true.
Agreed.
Yeah, if she sways you, if anyone sways you, and the thing is,
Yeah, but we just talked about earlier about the smartphones and the social medias and that influences people all the time because it's always in your face. And it's the same thing with these artists and influencers. They're always in your face, and it does convince some people because,
well, and it's
especially the young people, they don't know where to go.
and to me, it's if you can't be political just one day a week, right?
No.
So if you have conviction, be convicted all the time. Like look
Right.
at Aaron Lewis. Aaron Lewis is very biased and very political in his concerts, and he'll say it, and then he does his concert. There are plenty of other artists that do the same thing, like him or don't like him, but it's do that more than just when it's convenient for you. Do it whenever it convicts you. So be that way all the time, and that's what we're seeing is people who they do it because it gets them more followers, it gets them more likes, it makes them relevant again.
Right. Yeah.
So they're doing it more for the media publicity of it than
be
they
right
are
back.
for their own convictions.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we're gonna get you poor. Don't worry. Yeah, we're gonna get you. Yeah, he did.
So I mean, that's the thing is, look, wear your beliefs on your chest, wear them on your sleeve, so people know where you stand. Don't just take them out when it's
Agreed.
when it's
Well, I mean,
convenient.
Agreed.
there's actors that I won't watch their films because of their political statements and rants.
Oh, wait, you bought a TV?
Yeah, I did.
I'm amazed you
eventually.
figured out what they do.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Okay,
back-
are we trying the Chipino or not?
Look, it's not by me. So I'm sitting here waiting.
Were you still on the first flight?
We
Yeah.
have not done. We have not jumped into the second tasting, which is in the
yeah.
middle. Oh, you're fine.
I'll lick your beard clean. No, but I mean, look, politics, religion, our moral convictions, that makes up who we are, right?
Right.
So
Yeah, and I
That's all
mean,
part of our
it's
orientation.
okay to have opinions,
it is perfectly fine.
but when I spend money, I don't want to hear your opinion.
Exactly. Leave that
Yeah,
out.
and
If
that's the
we're
thing.
sitting like
Yeah.
we're doing here, just talking, we can have opinions.
Yeah, conversations is a conversation,
Right.
And we can share our opinions, share our beliefs, and let people know them, honor them, respect them, ignore them if they want to.
Oh my God, that
And
Chipino
look,
is stupid.
And audiences are starting to do that now. Whenever people use that platform to get political, they'll start booing.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of the concert. But seriously, I mean, it's a kind of a blurred line because if you're a big enough star, I'm sure you can influence people. But if you're not up there with the Taylor Swifts and Pink, I don't think Pink is even as high as Taylor Swift. But
Here's the
Oh,
deal.
no,
but if
she's
they can
not,
influence you just because they're a singer, then that's not a deeply held conviction on your part.
Unless
Or you're
hold
easily
on,
influenced.
Hold on. Unless
Just so you can be like
well,
them?
and for those who are watching on the streaming,
that's
God, I wish we'd
shallow.
have put this in the radio show. Unless you are a child and you are forming your opinions.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Now kids' opinions are being crafted. Yes.
Right.
Now it's not about you and me. They're not going to change my opinion. They're not going to change yours. They're going to change the opinion of a 10-year-old,
Well, I mean, they're
11, 12-year-old.
indoctrinating is what
Yep.
it is. It's
well,
indoctrination.
Well, that's when the parents have to come into it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
You shouldn't. If once you, as a
That
parent,
Chipino,
it's your
uh-huh.
responsibility to see what that person, what they stand for, and what they're projecting to your child.
Where did
It's
Sam
your
run away
job
to?
He left.
Yeah, he just
It was a
left
Hall
us
of
here.
Fame enshrinement ceremony He did with the Packers.
So there's crab in here.
Yes.
There's
Crab, shrimp, crawfish.
I just got oyster.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is
It's
So
very,
seafood-
very tasty.
Seafood
Yeah.
Chipino is fantastic. And if you go if you go West Coast, the first time that Elizabeth and I had it, we had it in San Francisco. and it was at
I
an
don't have
old
any weird
school
disease.
restaurant. It was at a restaurant that had actually been around since the gold rush.
Oh, that's cool.
The seafood cioppino was nuts, but it was all stuff you find there. It was Pacific prawn.
Yeah,
it
use it
was
local.
oysters. It was locally sourced stuff. So we get Louisiana seafood cioppino, which is still off the
Oh,
charts
our
good.
seafood is phenomenal.
Well, and what Willie does with it is
That-
a whole nother thing.
That. Eat that oyster.
Oh, Willie's lost a ton of weight.
Yeah.
Congratulations. No, look, Willie.
Sam, you need to
He
try
takes
this.
he takes smaller
Yes.
samples when he's testing stuff.
So pass the cioppino to Sam so he can try it, and then we're gonna dive into the second whiskey and more stories. Let me see what more stories we're gonna dive into because I've got some good ones.
Oh, there you go. You know what those oysters do. I mean, look, when you sent it menu, I was trying to pronounce it like chiapia, you know? Yeah, y'all do it. Y'all lived in NOLA for more than a little while, so that is delicious.
Oh yeah,
I don't care how you pronounce it; it's pronounced good.
Yum. Yeah, yum.
it's delicious. It's
Delicious.
delicious.
I'm gonna end up having to get a recipe or something and try that at the house, and then I'll mess it
Yeah.
up one time.
I was about to say,
I'm not usually one for the red sauce like that. That was
but
Yeah.
it's so yes.
Well,
Well,
it's
and
a
that's why you
coubillon.
said it's a coubillon.
Like it's a coubillon. It's
So if it's a
quart-
couvillon, could you do it with catfish?
you know, they do.
So you can put fish in seafood cioppino. Yes.
I think my mother's watching, and
You
she
gotta
used to make
unclass it,
just
don't
a
you?
wonderhul shrimp creole.
Can you put squirrel in there?
Make it again, mother.
We making the Cajun version of this. How you doing over there, Miss Chantel? You gave me this first.
Yeah, I think that's
Oh, okay.
walnut. Looks like walnut.
All right, let me light this up, too.
All right, Sam. So we're gonna jump into the Willett Estate.
Yes.
Go to the champion here for taste. Hey, look, just like with Renee, I can taste the sweet, but a lot of time y'all go into apricots. And all
Oh
that
yeah,
stuff,
I don't
and
taste all
I
that
can't
fruit,
pull that
and
out.
I don't.
What, cinnamon toast crunch and sand?
Yeah.
I had a
Grant said, "Is it sweet?" I'm like, "Damn, dude, you can't."
Hey, do you like it? That's all that
Sam
matters.
said, chocolate chip waffles.
Yeah.
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 I'm not getting that. I get whiskey.
Yeah.
he's saying he gets whiskey, no waffles, no this other. And
It
like
tastes like
yeah.
It tastes like
Waffles.
whiskey.
I had a buddy of mine come.
We making waffles.
He came duck hunting with me, and he watches the show, and he's getting into whiskeys. He's getting into bourbons and everything else. And he's like, "Look, just show me how to taste it." I'm like, "You taste it however you want to taste it, but this is how we draw the flavors out."
Yep.
And I explained to him like I like to taste it with my eyes closed, sit on it for a little while, and just like enjoy the flavors. I saw what you said when I saw your eyes when
I
I,
didn't
said
say
sit on
anything.
it. I
I
saw
didn't
it.
say anything.
Grant,
That's
the,
bad when you know what I'm thinking across the room.
the real key to being more like Caleb is you got to pick something basic and then make it as esoteric as possible as you go.
Just make it up.
So
Just
it's-
make it up.
You know, it's not just a berry.
It's an art
right?
form.
It's an elderberry.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's not just honey.
Hey, that's my
it's secret honey that you
That's-
you
yeah,
can
but
only get from the secret honey
That's my
house.
kind of berry, an elderberry.
Yeah.
I do remember you one time.
Oh,
saying
this is
that
bad.
was like the leather in my grandfather's old dusty study.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
that old leather chair in my grandpa's study.
Okay.
right, Sam.
Okay. Pot, kettle. I
Hey,
get it.
but
I get
no,
it.
But
you know,
what? It was good. It was a good description. For that.
as
I was
they
like,
say, birds are mammals. Who can know?
Hey,
So yeah, but llamas are birds, so you know.
Just remember guanaco.
Okay, so Sam, this is the final segment of hour one.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're doing all right on schedule.
You got 12 minutes left.
12 minutes, outstanding.
Here's a bird for you. I think it's the Congo mato. You familiar with that bird? Congo mato.
I'd have to see it.
Oh, we'll do a show on this one.
Oh no, I'm so
You have
deathly
your phone
afraid.
with you? Google the Congo mato.
What's happening right now?
Sam, you'll
I don't know.
You'll like this one.
Can we start the show?
Yeah, let's
Yeah, sure.
let's final segment of hour one.
All right.
How are we keeping Caleb to one bottle per segment? That's what I want to know.
3, 2.
Final segment of hour one of this week's episode of Implicit Bias. I'm your host, Kevon Bordelon. We are brought to you in hour one by Piper's Haven, 3916 West Congress. And Renee Girard is here as we are streaming this episode from Mr. Lester Steakhouse, Cypress Bayou Casino. So if you're catching this on terrestrial radio, hey, guess what? You might want to go to our Facebook page. You might want to go to our YouTube channel. You can catch this episode. You can see the fantastic flight where we are about to dive into our second whiskey of the flight. It's a Willet flight. It's a Mardi Gras flight. It's a purple, green, and gold flight, which means we have done the gold first. We're going backwards. So we have had the Johnny Drum. We are now on the Willet Estate Rye. So I'm really curious as to how we jump into this one. I'm trying to see who's already tasted because Caleb's on his phone, which is what he normally does during a show. So this is really no different than what normally happens in the Top Secret Podcast lair. Renee is tasting. Grant is tasting. Sam is, I don't know what Sam's doing. But by the way, we all had the Cipino.
Excellent.
Oh.
Excellent.
Yeah, just outstanding.
This one's the rye, isn't it?
This is the rye.
I smell it.
Okay. So, Grant, let's start with you on the rye. Yeah, I know. But you just had a cigar, so you can offset the taste. I'm really curious as to what you think of this Willet Estate Rye. Oh, and here comes Chef Willie bringing that Lobster Napoleon, I believe. Is that what this is, Chef Willie? It is the Lobster Napoleon. So we're going to try that in a minute. We're going to put that down where people can see it on the stream. That looks insane. All right. So, Grant, what do you think of this Willet Estate Rye?
I'm finally getting to the point where I know to you seasoned professionals, it's clearly and distinctly a rye.
Thank you,
but
Renee.
It's rye is what 65% corn.
No.
Which
no.
one is that?
A
Which-
rye is a grain. So it is a rye whiskey. It is
Okay, it's a
majority
rye.
rye grain in the mash bill.
Which is the one? Okay, in the mash bill, which one? Once it's a certain percentage corn.
It can become bourbon at that point.
Okay, thank you.
So this is a rye whiskey.
I'm trying to pull sweet out of this one. I'm not getting a lot of sweet. I can't even guess the proof on this one.
You're going to get spice on this one,
Yeah, pepper.
right? You're going to get a
You're
little
gonna
bit of
get some
pepper.
With the rye, yeah,
Yep,
that's always pepper with the rye.
That's what
Correct.
a rye does. And I don't know what's going on here as we record this episode because we got people communicating all over. But yeah, so I would get spice, get a little bit of pepper on this one, right? I'm
Yeah,
getting that on the nose, and this is just one to use that term we brought back from Kentucky when we met a bunch of whiskey drinkers up there. I'm going to nose hump this glass for a
Yeah,
while.
I didn't want to go there.
I will. I'm going to nose hump this glass for quite a while because this it smells delightful.
That nice rye pepper taste. I'm trying to guess the proof on this one because it's not really strong.
It seems to me less proof than the first one we
The
did.
first one was what, 101 or
First one was 101. The Johnny
101.
Drum was 101.
I'm putting it right
And to
in that
me,
area.
it's tasting less. It's higher.
I'm going to put this at
110.
115.
I got 110 on this one.
Just a little bit higher. 110? So Caleb's going to give us the answer in a minute when he gets the
109
microphone.
and some change.
109 and some change. And it does not drink like it is hotter
I'll
than
find
the
this
Johnny
one a little
Drum.
bit smoother.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm getting a little bit of mustiness off of this one. I'm not getting a lot of the pepper though that you do with a rye.
That's what I was going to say.
So
because if it's a 109 and some change, and it's a rye, you would expect it to be a little bit harder.
So we used to have, so everybody remembers Jason Broussard. Jason would come on the show. Jason from New News, right? He's no longer with New News, but that's okay. He is now just with distributors. Jason used to always say, people who say, I don't like rye, haven't had the right ryes yet.
Yeah.
This is one of those that is a right rye. Now, I do get a little bit of, and somebody tell me if I'm nuts, I almost get a little bit of fresh cut grass on this one.
Nope.
Like I get a little bit of a grassy note.
I don't get it. I get a mustiness.
So I get like, I see what you're saying, but it's more like a hayfield. It's
Okay.
not like a lawn. It's,
Okay.
it's like a
yeah.
hayfield.
Yeah, I would agree. I do
See?
get it. I do get that. But man, this rye, I like this. This speaks to me.
When you said grass, I went right to either Jamaican or Hawaiian.
No, no. Believe it or not,
Just
no.
kidding.
Even growing up in New Orleans, never. So it's okay. All right. So Renee, let's go to you. Give us your thoughts on this one before we jump to Caleb.
Like I said, I get a mustiness to it. I'm not getting the pepper that you normally get with a rye. It's even though this is a 100% rye whiskey, isn't it? Or a high
Caleb,
rye.
do you have the mash bill? The bottle is gone from the
Yeah.
table.
No, I don't have the mash bill.
Okay,
I think it's 100% rye though.
Okay.
But
If it's
because
not
this,
100%
this
high.
is not
Yeah.
drinking to me like a rye because we've had some great ryes that just pepper blows up in your mouth, and this one is not there. It's very smooth, very drinkable, and I thought it was less proof than the first one we did. Man, that would be a great beginner's rye whiskey for somebody.
This goes down easy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, easy. The way that this to me is trouble because a 109 that is this smooth
yeah.
is just absolutely fantastic.
You'll get in
and
trouble quick.
You can drink it all night, and the next thing you know, yeah, you're dancing your way home at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I'm curious. Sam, go to Sam next on this one. I want to hear. What
Yeah,
Sam
no,
has.
I was just about to go to Sam. So Sam, what are your
Curious.
thoughts? The bourbon bully in the corner.
I thought you'd never ask. Yeah, I think musk is a great way to describe it. It has a really unique scent to it on the nose. It's really interesting, and I think it has an interesting flavor as well. I'm a little bit curious about Renee say this is a starter rye because it's probably a little pricey for that, and it's just so interesting. It's so different and unique. I'm getting it's like a older musky oak is what I'm getting. A lot of oak in this. I think oak is what I get whenever it's usually like muted up front, and you kind of fall into it, as opposed to the one we had previously, which was just so vibrant and in your face and just expansive in your mouth. It was so chewy almost. It was so viscous. This one you kind of fall into, and it really is so smooth and so nice.
So I'm going to go back to a show. Some of you were here for it. Some of you remember the summer rye from Very Old St. Nick. If you remember the summer rye from Very Old St. Nick coming in at 118 proof, this reminds me of that type of rye. It's light, but to Sam's point, it continues to bring flavor. It's not like it's heavy on the palate.
It's
but man,
flavorful.
It is.
It's just not a
flavorful.
very strong, pop you in the mouth flavor. I mean, it's very smooth.
Sam, refined. Would you go as far as refined with this?
Oh, this is about as refined as it gets.
There you go. There you go.
All right, Caleb, the rye person in the corner who literally just got a bit of the nose of the glass and went, oh, this is a rye, and was correct.
On the nose, I get rye immediately because rye's got that distinctive kind of sweet but like spicy smell. So I got it out the gate. Thank you. Then I get a little bit of like cracked black pepper on it. And that the nose is very, very crisp, very clean. It doesn't have a lot of overbearing scents to it. Then it's a really soft front. It's not aggressive. It is not aggressive.
Right.
It comes at you really soft.
But it's still enough.
Yes, and it's got that traditional rye flavor right there in the middle. Rye normally comes at you in the middle unless it's got a really high proof and it's done differently. But it's that traditional rye mid palate. It's a little winey. So when I say winey,
No, I know what you mean.
yeah, it's hard to
There's
describe.
there's a little bit of wine flavor
Yes.
that you get on this one, almost like a tawny
Yes.
port type.
and it
but
comes
it's
in
not.
just enough, but it's not. It does it right. It does it well, but it's very very. I put a soft wood, a soft burning wood is what I wrote. So it's not overly aggressive. Doesn't come at you, and I think you did a good job by comparing to that summer rye, because this would be a good warm day drink. It's not too heavy, not too aggressive, and you can really enjoy and finish a traditional South Louisiana summer with this one.
Absolutely can. It is, to me, just really, really nice on the palate. Sits well. Grant, where would you rate this on the Morse Whiskey rating code? Red, I wouldn't drink it even if it was free. Yellow, only if it's free. Green, I would buy this. Blue, I would seek this out.
Green with potential.
Green with potential. Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, I thought the one thing that y'all liked about the aggressive drinks is that if it's a 110 and it's got that rye, then you like to feel that punch. You like to feel that pepper. But this one tends to soften those edges, but still comes through with a lot of flavor. So this is, I mean, it's a really good taste.
So I'm going to say what I said about the Johnny Drum before, which is this is a green for me, but I almost hate to give it a green. Like, I hate that it's not a blue because it's so close.
So with potential.
Yeah, with potential. All right, Renee, your thoughts.
See, I'm leaning towards blue on this one
Okay.
because it's very smooth. That's up my alley.
Let's say this is your wheelhouse, isn't it?
yeah, it's very smooth. It doesn't have that heavy pop to it, and it just doesn't blow up in your mouth. I like it. It's something that I think I can drink a lot of.
So I'm
and
not
get
going to
in
lie.
trouble.
Yeah, I bet you could. I'm not going to lie. I've had some from Willett. I've opened this bottle before and been like, but the stuff that Willett has started producing as of late, and I'm not producing as of late, but putting out as of late, has been really, 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 really good. And this, to me, fits that bill. So, Caleb, where would you put this?
This is a green for me, and it's just because I like more aggressive, right? So it's a solid rye. It's worth drinking. I want more from it because that's what I want.
Yeah.
But man, for a rye that doesn't punch you in the mouth, that has just at a 109, we'll call it 110 proof. This is an easy drinker. Easy drinker.
Sam?
It's really nice, man. It's really nice.
Oh, wait. Have y'all noticed it's been a long time since we've gotten the Sam rating?
Oh yeah,
It's good.
I
We
feel
haven't
like
gotten that in a while.
I feel like I'm walking through some mossy oaks right now, in a nice meadow. I don't know if oaks go in a meadow. I'm about to
I
get
was about
called
to
out
say,
on that.
No.
I thought I was going to hear another like song reference and say, I feel like I'm walking through sunshine. That's what
I know
Well, that
the
would be
issue
walking
here.
on sunshine.
walking on
Yeah.
sunshine. Yes. Yeah,
This is a nice morning walking through Mossy Oaks. What Caleb would like is like a haunted evening walking through Mossy Oaks, and we're not quite that. It's not quite that mean.
Agreed.
I think if there was a little bit of danger in them oaks, I think it would be a blue. But I think
So-
we're just it's a green.
Okay, so it's a green. It's a green. It's what, 4 greens and 1 blue.
Yep.
Grant, you want to chime in before we got to talk about that lobster
No,
Napoleon
I just
for a
I
sec?
just love what Renee said, because Renee could actually give this a blue just because it hits him just right. But as far as whiskey goes, a lot of the stuff that we've talked about and the way that we grade these things is he thought that it deserved a green.
It's pretty good, man.
Yeah, this
it's
is
pretty
good.
good.
I
Yeah.
think
It's
Sam.
good.
Sam, is this 2 weeks in a row that you're maybe feeling good behind the computer over there?
I always feel good behind the computer. I mean, with such handsome gentlemen, just so well put together.
Dude, are you like trying to make up for all the shade you were throwing on me last week? Because if you think I didn't listen, and if you think I don't know that the only time you ever pick on me is when I'm not here because the retribution is ugly, and it will be ugly. I promise you.
I don't think you're ugly.
Sam, don't start. Because if we start talking llamas over here, it's going to get real ugly.
Oh, we got to wrap up this segment.
That's what I
llamas
thought.
bring
Yeah, we
out
got to
the
wrap this up. Hour 2 of Implicit Bias coming back. We're going to talk Chiefs. We're going to talk all kinds of other stuff on this week's episode
I'm not sure how to attack this thing.
with a fork.
I know, but it's a big Mac.
we're gonna
Did we
need
get a good shot of that
purple
yet?
top back.
Hold on, whoa, whoa,
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
eat that one.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. It's okay.
Grant.
We're gonna top off. We need to top off Grant on that on the purple top. My
Yeah.
finger tasted delicious.
I bet it did.
All right, boys.
Is Elizabeth over there?
She ran.
That's a
she
general
ran
rye.
away.
Tell me something.
That is a very gentle rye. Like,
Yeah.
that is.
I mean,
Right when we
and
started the
you know I
segment, she
love
tried to talk to me
Masterson's.
while I'm-
Oh, yeah,
which
that-
is aggressive, and that's up your
Yeah,
wheel.
that's up my alley.
I like that, but this one I like
Yeah,
because
this is
of the
way
smoothness.
softer. Way
Yes.
softer.
I like this
That's what
one.
I was saying though, because that's a really good drink. But look, if it was a little more aggressive, but should that override the taste of it? I mean, because it's a smooth 109 plus,
Yeah.
so it avoids a blue just because it doesn't curl your eyebrow.
It just doesn't have.
That's funny.
And the only reason I think it blue is it doesn't have what I want from it.
Yeah, which
Not-
is why I gave it a blue, because it's very smooth and
It is
what
it
I
is
like.
delicious.
Yeah.
and this is going to be what a lot of people like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's worth going out and grabbing a bottle. Trust
Yeah.
me. Like, there's a reason why there are.
Did you look up the price of that one?
I know the price of it.
Yeah.
I have two.
Oh.
So
Oh, you have two of those. Oh, okay.
There's a reason why I have two. I have
One to keep and one to share.
I have 8
Like kidneys.
Yeah, I think I have 8 bottles of Mastersons. So I mean that's
Well,
that's,
you know, you want to make sure you don't run out.
Well, and my thing with Mastersons is anytime we go somewhere and someone wants me to bring something, if they're that kind of person, that's what I'm bringing. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful rye.
What is
Yeah.
Ritter texting?
Oh, he's texting some good stuff. It's topics that we're going to be talking about actually.
Really?
Yeah. He's like, oh, he's being impatient. Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Not Ritter.
No.
You wouldn't do that.
No. And what gets me is so I've never had the family estate, the single barrel, the purple top. So I'm excited for that one. And I think that what Sam was talking about, I hope that the excitement that is building up in me doesn't let me down. What, Sam?
So
It's a comment I saw.
what did they say?
You talking about the Spider-Man one?
No.
Oh,
What was the comment, Sam?
We're good.
No, I need to hear this. I need to hear this.
Reagan says Sam's probably watching porn.
yeah. If you were, what would you be watching? Way to put him on the
Oh
spot.
my goodness, look how red Sam is.
Something with llamas.
Yes, it's a lot of llama stuff. A lot of llama.
Sam is so red. Sam is watching porn.
Yeah.
I'm watching you guys, so
Yeah, I mean it's
Busted.
it's
a lot of
I'm not
bowls.
saying it.
It's
Lot of
all
bowls.
it's all what you consider.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. Man, I love coming here. I really do. This
Oh, no,
makes such
I
for
do.
such a good night.
So
Yeah,
I'm just
because I mean, we
trying to
get
get
to
Sa- I'm
smoke
trying to get
cigars, drink
Grant
whiskey,
refilled.
shoot the breeze, and get great food.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Sam,
hold
you
on.
need to
So
up
we're
the
gonna
catering
see-
in the TSPL.
Oh
bro.
yeah.
we're gonna see if we can find Miss Elsa for just a second, or
I got
somebody.
like $600 worth of sip over there. I'm staring me in the
Oh,
face.
I know. I'm
No,
trying to be patient
and-
with mine because I'm gonna drink it.
and
Like
this
all of
and
it. here
this
in a
is the best part. Wait till we unveil what this flight cost.
I've got a number in
Just
my
wait.
head. I have a number because they've come. Oh wait, yeah, they've come in like offensively low on
Right.
everything.
Well, so I can
I got
tell
a number
you,
in my head already.
Don't give me an
no,
innuendo.
I'm gonna tell you what that pour would cost basically anywhere else.
You're talking about the
the
rye.
purple top. No,
Oh,
the
the
purple
purple
top.
top. Okay.
The purple top anywhere else
The
is
$2,500
That rye
second
is about
second-
60. It's about
Yeah,
60 bucks
that,
a pour.
That rye pour is like $25 to $30 depending on where you go. So
Oh, it's
the purple
insane.
top's gonna be up there.
It is insane.
The purple top's gonna be up there.
I'm gonna see if we can flag somebody down. We can refill Mr. Grant over there after the accident that happens. If you would you send bartender over
Man,
real
like
quick?
when Willie was sitting there describing that menu, I love the way he thinks outside the box when it comes to food like that. Because he's always mixing something different. Never in my life would I have thought to do salmon bacon.
What's that?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, well,
Grant's like, I
you know,
spilled
these
all of
people
them.
that do turkey bacon turns me off.
no,
I
yeah.
just like
salmon bacon. I'm excited about though, and I've tried to
I'm
make.
gonna try it.
You ever tried to make your own bacon?
No.
It is difficult.
Oh yeah,
So,
I wouldn't doubt it.
We had
What?
a little accident.
to get the right
Chef
smoke,
Willie
to get the
knocked
right
over
flavor
his
out of
pour
it,
of the
Sam, it's
purple
hard to
top
get
Willet.
a good
Can we just
homemade
get him
bacon.
another pour, please?
And some people
Of the
can do it
purple
right.
top?
It was not me. I need to keep
Thank you.
trying and
Just
keep
put a
going
little more.
after.
Just put a little more.
But
in
it
that
may have been the
glass.
wild pig that I used.
I'm sorry. Yes, the
I,
purple
I,
top.
I spaced
Thank
out,
you.
man.
That's okay.
I wasn't listening
We
to your
getting you
story.
filled.
I'm sure it was great.
No, it was.
Yeah, it
it
better
was,
be the
sounded
purple.
good.
It was 100%
Dude, I have
meaningless.
so when Elizabeth and I were in Louisville,
I do like a turkey sausage.
I
don't
watched
know
a
if you guys-
bartender pour the wrong thing,
turkey
and
sausage?
he wanted to
Turkey
argue
Turkey
with me.
sausage is pretty good.
From a
Oh,
male
yeah, I
or
called
female
him out.
turkey?
Well, because what I was asking
I
for was
take 'em both.
$40 a pour, not
Take 'em
60 but
both.
40. It was expensive.
I don't ask.
Now,
yeah.
is that like a wild turkey that, or is it?
I'm watching him. He's pouring it right
domesticated
now.
turkey.
I get
or-
it at the
He's gonna pour
grocery
it in a glass
store.
and
I
bring
don't
it
know.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
So
making
it's-
this turkey sausage.
Oh, okay. So it's,
My goal-
it's a domesticated then.
My goal is like the next duck season or something.
Looks
I want
like
Sam
it.
to be out there hunting. I want him to kill a good bird and be like, I am hooked. And like you're gonna see his little incisors grow a little bit larger.
What's that?
His beard's gonna come in full immediately. And he's gonna be like, done.
Yeah.
Done.
Oh, it should. It should.
Like Rambo.
Yeah.
My abs are gonna pop out.
Thank you
Yeah,
very
those are
much.
spray painted on. I only have two
Okay.
of those anyway, so
Sam, let's roll.
Okay.
Thank you, Miss Chantel.
All right. 3, 2.
Hour 2 of this week's episode of Implicit Bias is underway. We're brought to you in Hour 2 by William S. Nacall Jewelers, 3802 Johnston Street. And if you're listening on terrestrial radio, actually, if you're watching a streaming, you still have time if you're behind the 8 ball for February 14th. I'm just saying, you still have time to hit William S. Nacall Jewelers, 3802 Johnston Street. Talk to Grant Galatas. Tell him you're looking for bigger, better diamonds for less. And you will be taken care of for your person for Valentine's Day. So we're diving back into our live streaming episode from Mr. Lester Steakhouse. And I'm going to give you a tease of some of the things we're going to talk about here in Hour 2. And we always say Hour 2 is much more fun than Hour 1. Why? Because we're getting ready to dive into our third pour of their purple, green, and gold flight here at Mr. Lester's, which we did backwards. Johnny Drum, gold wax, Willet Estate Rye, green foil. What we're about to touch on, and Renee's ready. We're about to touch on a Willet 10-year estate bourbon, which comes in at, I'm not even going to say the proof, but we're going to tap into that. The stories that we're going to touch on. We're going to touch on Tucker Carlson interviewing Vladimir Putin. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs fan who is now suing Deadspin, which is outstanding. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff in this second hour. So let's start. Oh, are we starting with the, what are you guys doing? It's the same thing. What are y'all doing over there?
Checking their TikToks.
Yeah, they're checking their
No,
TikToks.
no, we're discussing. So he's sitting down, going through, and he's like, "This is the same thing." And
It
it's-
is the same thing.
It
I
is.
watched him pour
It is, but it's how the glass and anything that's in the glass can affect the flavor.
It absolutely is. That is the voice of the Rustic Renegade, who is a member of the crew here this week. We also have with us Renee Girard, Louisiana's only certified master tobacconist. We're going to talk about what cigars we're smoking here tonight in a minute. Renee, you good with that?
Oh yeah, great.
Good. We're also going to talk to Grant Galatas of William S. Nacall Jewelers. Grant, it's a pleasure to have you back. And yes, you did get a pour, so we had a bit of a mishap here. We had a bit of alcohol abuse, which meant that alcohol hit the floor here in the Top Secret Podcast lair at Mr. Lester Steakhouse.
It wasn't Grant's fault.
It was not Grant's fault.
Nope.
It was not Grant's fault.
He was nowhere around it.
So we have replaced his pour.
Something spilled and it wasn't me. Hey, seriously though, Valentine's Day is coming up. So second hour, are we in the second hour?
We're in the second hour. Yeah, we already said
Okay.
it. You were talking and weren't listening. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
I took
wasn't
care of
paying
you.
attention.
He was
Put me out in the hall.
concerned.
I'm used to being in a hall.
He was concerned about his whiskey.
Interesting layout this year. Mardi Gras and Valentine's Day running right into each other. So please get out there, and for your significant other, your loved one, come see us at the store, and we'll take care of you. All
Absolutely.
of these
But-
guys sitting here will attest to the fact
Yes.
that we will take care of you at the
Yes,
store.
you will.
You're not open Mardi Gras Day, so don't come the day before Valentine's.
We still haven't decided yet. If
Oh, really?
If we can find an off-duty police officer to come who hates Mardi Gras to come sit at the store, then
Well,
we'll decide.
That
Good-
I
good
believe
luck.
is most police officers you can
yeah,
ask them.
good luck finding one because all of them are working Mardi
Correct.
Gras.
Well, yeah, exactly. But a lot of them, if they're not working, they want to spend time with their family, and I
Right.
understand that. So, point being, look, just come see us before Mardi Gras Day, and then we'll take care of
Monday.
you for Valentine's.
We also, well, so if you're
Lundi
watching
Gras.
streaming, you can go Friday, you can go Saturday, you can go Lundi Gras on Monday. We also have Sam in the corner. Sam, is this week's episode living up to your expectations at Mr. Lester Steakhouse?
I think so. Yeah, I think so far it's the best one that we've had at Mr. Lester's.
I would agree with you there. So far, this is a little inside baseball on how they kind of talk about it in broadcasting. I think this is the tightest show so far. Things have stuck together. It's been coherent, right, for some people?
Not just Caleb's pants.
Correct. So
Hold on. Your pants are tighter than mine.
My pants are tight, dude.
Yeah.
I bought these pants a few thousand squats ago. I'm caked up.
I'm very happy you said squats ago, because if you want a big forest, you need big trees.
I love the way I love the way that Sam like tries to blame the fact that his pants are too tight on working out. All right. So first of all, let's do this. We're going to dive in. We've told you some of the stories we're going to talk about here in hour 2. This is the Willet 10-year estate bourbon. This actually came from Marcella's wine cellar in New Orleans. It was their pick. And the guys at Wines Unlimited, if you ever want to try some of the things that they do, man, they do fantastic stuff. And Willet is a wonderful, wonderful distillery. So without further ado, I want to... Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I've had some of the Willet estate stuff before. I've had the Willet 8-year weeded, right? I've had the Willet 6-year. This is the Willet 10-year, which is, man, just a bit different.
What is that? What is at the end? What is that?
Deliciousness. That's all I know. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Caleb, we're gonna go to you first on this one. You've got the
I didn't even write all my notes yet.
You've got the Implicit Bias Whiskey Tasting Journal. So first of all, let's start with the proof.
This comes in at 126 and some change, which when you taste it, you don't get that. No. You don't get 126.
No.
The nose surprised me because on the nose, it's very soft, very fruity, and then I get a finish of, I'm thinking dates. Mm-hmm. And then on the palate, let me take another sip. Hold on. Let me drink a little bit more.
You just want to drink more.
Yes, I do.
It's
gonna
delicious.
want a refill
It's sweeter than I expected.
So it's a bourbon, which
It is,
means it's
it
going to
is,
be high
yeah.
corn, right?
Yeah.
I mean, corn is more than 50%
But it's
of the
not-
mash bill.
It's not so that typical bourbon sweetness. You get the corn, the sucrose. It's not. It's like not even a dessert, man. It's like an in between your second to last meal. You know when they bring you like a sorbet to clean your palate.
Yeah.
That kind of sweet and tart.
Okay, so here's something we have to do real quick. We got to go down a quick rabbit hole. Sam, did you get a shot of that lobster Napoleon? Because we are waiting on you to get a shot so we can pass it
have
around.
we got a pretty special shot right now, and Grant's moving it. Grant's
Yeah.
like, you know what? All right, it's on the screen.
Okay, so that is the lobster Napoleon appetizer. That is the chairman of the Chitimacha tribe's favorite appetizer, if I remember correct. Is that correct, Chef Willie?
Yes, sir.
That is correct. So I'm waiting to get a taste of this because it looks fantastic. It looks absolutely ridiculous. Remind us of what's in that and tell us about our next course, Chef.
So that's fried wontons, Boursin cheese, tomato basil cream, sauteed lobster. Very simple.
Sounds horrific.
Very simple.
Yeah, very, very
Very
simple.
simple and elegant.
Okay, and then the next is the soft shell BLT.
Yes. So that's focaccia
Okay,
bread,
We need to swap those out.
salmon bacon, fried soft shell crab, tomato, greens.
Yeah, we're going to put that there. All right, Grant, if you would start passing, you can take a bite of that Napoleon and you can pass that around. And then we are going to put
Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir.
that back in the view of a camera where they can see that soft shell crab BLT, which just looks absurd.
Well, look, while he's tasting that, I'm getting fruit. I'm getting grapes.
Yeah, going back to the whiskey.
I'm getting just. I mean, it's almost like a warm pie flavor on that willet. That is pretty damn delicious. It really comes at you just right. I have fresh forks if you want fresh forks for the next one.
Renee, if you want to chime in on the willet real quick before I
While he
pass this
stuffs
to
his
you.
face.
Yeah,
Let him eat a little
so
bit.
Kavan can eat. I'll be honest with you. It's a good tasting whiskey, but I don't like it as much as the second one we did.
And
It's
It's
just
very different. It is
yeah,
very
it is.
different.
You can tell it's a higher proof, but it doesn't blow your head off. It's
No,
a
no.
120 something.
126.
126. Yeah, I would think a 126 would be a lot stronger than that. It's a great whiskey, but the fortunate thing, we know what secondary market is. So I don't.
Secondary market's horror. It's scary.
I won't
Secondary
even-
market's over 2,000 is the
Yeah,
first one
so
you found,
I
right?
won't
It's a
even
motorcycle.
Look, I won't even look for this one. So it's okay. I'm glad I got a chance to taste it, but
So here's the deal. Number one, that whiskey it's as good as I've ever had. It is when people say, oh, George T. Stagg, Pappy Van Winkle, this whiskey's there.
Yeah.
This whiskey's
Oh,
absolutely
yes.
there.
Oh, yes.
That lobster Napoleon, when it comes around, if there's any left and somebody's going to try and take the last bite, I'm going to stab you with a fork. I promise. It is so good. So, I mean, just absolutely fantastic.
Come on.
And yeah,
Come on.
what, Renee?
Chef Willie will probably give you another one.
I just want to stab somebody with a fork. Can I
Well,
stab
yeah,
somebody
that's
with
what
a
I
fork,
figured.
please?
I figured
Can I
you just
please
want to
stab
stab
someone with a fork?
somebody.
I just want to say wonton again.
Wonton. Okay.
That is very
Hey, should we start
tasty.
in on this or are we waiting?
Yeah,
for
you
that?
can absolutely start in on that. Sam, what do you think of this Willet Purple Top 10-year family estate bourbon?
I think whenever you buy a whiskey like this, you want an experience, and I think you absolutely get an experience with this one. I mean, I just kind of smelled it, just tried to get the nose of it, and I lost a few nose hairs off of that. It burned
You
right
put your
off.
nose too far in the glass?
But taking some sips of it, I mean, you get the aggression. There's definitely some danger in them trees, but.
Not, way to make something up. Some danger in them trees.
Well, the last one I said there wasn't enough danger in the oaks, and this one, this
Oh,
is
okay.
this is a
Okay.
callback. Anyway, thanks for listening to the show.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one definitely has the aggression, but it's. I think Caleb nailed it with the. Did you say berries? Yeah, I get berries off of this. I get berries and vanilla is kind of like a berries
Agreed.
and cream type of thing going
Agreed.
on. It's really nice. It's the aggression and then just the sweetest, almost a smoothie of berries, just deliciousness. It's a really, really nice experience.
So Grant brought this up. This gives me the cotton candy effect. It hits the tongue. It almost evaporates off the tongue, and all you get, the only thing you get are those beautiful, volatile compounds that are floating around in that alcohol, and they are gorgeous. They are Venus de Milo beautiful.
Couldn't agree more. This is a nice experience.
And
This
it
is.
is.
This is, and that's why I'm sorry. I keep trying to communicate
ahead.
with
You're
you.
good. You're
no,
good.
No, keep doing that while someone else is talking. I want to sign language is what we have to do. But no, that was my first question. Was do you get the cotton candy effect? And I'm not sure if I was not familiar with that until we tried a couple of different whiskeys. I can't put my finger on which ones they were, but On the nose, very sweet, but the aggression combined with that almost evaporating on the palate sensation is just that's really, really fantastic.
You get a little bit of oak that's not too much oak. You get sweet, it's not too much sweet.
Vanilla
You get
or-
vanilla
Okay.
that's not bitter. You get almost a little bit of dark honey with it. And it all just, it plays together so beautifully. It is harmony on the children's playground. We're going long here, Sam. It's harmony on the children's playground at school without any kids fighting, no one trying to push each other down into the sandbox. It just works. It is fantastic. So we've got to rate this on the Morse Whiskey rating code. Before we go to break, Sam, I know this is the first segment of hour 2, so we got a little extra time. Caleb, where do you rate it?
To me, it's a green. Like, I want it to be a blue. I do. I want it to be a blue. And the only reason it's a green, and I think it pairs to what it is, I'm not going to sit here and finish this bottle. I'm not. I want to enjoy it.
They won't let you.
I want to enjoy it. I want to drag this on.
But
And
that's what makes it a blue.
Well, and to me, a blue is I can't put the bottle down.
So here's the problem. When you say this is a green, the immediate thought that came into my mind is, you done lost your goddamn mind. I mean, come on.
But that's the thing is like this one, it's an experience, like Sam
is.
said. I want to have this at a certain time, a certain place, and just savor it. And if I had a bottle of this, it would sit and I would enjoy it once, twice, if I'm lucky, 3 times a year.
So what you're telling me is it's too special to be a blue? I mean, come on.
Man, I think so, honestly. It's almost, it's not overly sweet.
Bruh, I'm
but
gonna
this is-
get out your waders because you're taller than me. I'm gonna put your waders on and wade through the bullshit that you are talking right now.
I want to enjoy this. Enjoying it here is perfect. I want to enjoy this with my wife somewhere else on a mountaintop. And to me, a blue is just I have to attack it. Like I have to.
Sure. Go ahead. You're not gonna influence me. Grant, where do you put this?
I used this one time on Sam, and I've been waiting to use it again. Caleb, you ignorant slut.
That was perfectly played. If we had the
This
bell,
is-
we'd be ringing the bell.
This is the quintessential definition of a blue. Just the taste, the evaporation, the flavor, the proof, the combination of everything into being able to take 126 proof, put it to your lips, get that flavor, and then just have it disappear on you and make you say, next sip, please.
I mean, you're telling me
Solid.
this is not as good as the
Solid blue.
1792 that you had last week. Give me a break.
All right. Well, maybe if I've had another glass.
Yeah, he wants another glass.
I'll take I'll take a second taste.
Yeah.
He needs to verify.
That's what he's trying to do. Now he figured out the game he's playing over there. Because we do play chess on this show, not checkers. And that is chess. Well played, sir. All right, so officially a blue from Caleb and a blue from Grant. All right, Renee, we know you're going to give it a green, but it's okay.
Yes. Yep, that's definitely a green. It's a great whiskey, a little bit hotter than I want, even though it doesn't. You do get that cotton candy effect. It's not stupid, blow your head off strong, but yeah, it's a little bit much for me.
Okay. Sam?
I agree with Caleb in so much that it does affect the rating system in that will I seek it out if I cannot afford it? So,
Okay, so here's what I'm going to say. Retail, this is $198. Right? And occasionally you will find places that will put a bottle like this on the shelf. I have seen a bottle like this on the shelf at News.
I'll Facebook Marketplace it for like 50.
Well, you are a cheap SOB, so you know that we're used to that.
If it pops up there, I'm all over
Yeah,
it.
we are used to that.
Yeah, I mean it's a blue. It's a journey. It is its own thing. It is pretty fantastic. I think it speaks to how good it is that Caleb wants to sip it on mountaintops or what is he even talking about whenever he speaks over there?
But there's the point.
I'm looking side-eyed at him right now. This Paisley schmuck over there giving it a green, talking about
Wow.
mountaintops.
Sam,
and
Sam,
unicorns.
Sam, I
It's
gotta
rainbows
ask.
and unicorns.
Look, I left town for a week. Did something drop? I mean, because like Sam all of a sudden is like throwing shade.
He gets a new podcast layer, gets a new girlfriend, and next thing you know,
Oh, so we have a new girlfriend?
You're just speaking over there.
that's what you said I was doing.
I'm not going to confirm or deny.
Oh, okay. Is her husband okay with this?
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That's a man talking
Yeah,
like
no,
the
look,
world doesn't
hey,
matter now. There's
and-
only one
and
thing
you
that
know
matters.
What? Good for you, Sam. Good for you. So look, we're gonna dive into this soft-shelled crab, which I've seen some faces from some people who were tasting this. We're gonna dive into this. We're gonna start talking about some of the things that happened this week. So one of the things that I think we really have to dive into, and this is going to actually be probably part of this segment and the entirety of the next, Sam. So for time, we know what we're doing. 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, the day that we live stream this show, record this show for terrestrial radio. Tucker Carlson's interview with Vladimir Putin dropped. Now, what's really unique, and yes, Caleb just got his bite of that lobster Napoleon. What's really unique is that this is not as many people would have you believe. Because we have been told Tucker Carlson, oh, he's a traitor, he's doing this, he's doing that. This is not the first time Vladimir Putin has been interviewed by a Western journalist. Not at all. It may be, and I can't verify this, but I will say this, it may be the first time someone has gone to Russia to interview him, but it is by far not the first time that someone has talked to Vladimir Putin. And this is the unique dynamic that we have to get into as we talk about who's writing your book. So Mika Brzezinski, who is a CNN person. Oh, I got to wrap it up? Well, just tell me wrap it up. I tell you what, we'll come back to that. We'll dive into that. Mika Brzezinski, Tucker Carlson, on the next segment of this week's episode of Implicit Bias.
I gave you the finger like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So that's the lobster
It'll
Napoleon.
be all right. Yes.
Son of a gun, bro.
Oh, yeah, you can. Oh, no, I'm serious. Do that because we're going to eat full after. And
that lobster Napoleon
That
is
is-
stupid.
I get why that's her favorite.
Yeah.
With a fork.
Get some of that salmon bacon. Get some salmon bacon. I see it down there in the bottom.
Yep. I see a piece of it sticking
Are
out.
you not
going to
drink the rest of that purple top?
I thought it was a green. You don't want it.
Today I found out Grant does not know how to eat food. Like, he's just got to be told.
Because it's not a cheeseburger.
Keep pushing it over there.
It's not a cheeseburger, so he's not going to eat it.
How do I
It looks
attack
like
this?
a cheeseburger, a big cheeseburger.
Sam, I wanted to go like this and fold it. And just take a bite.
All right, now that
You
I look
probably
at it,
should.
yeah, I don't know how to eat that either.
Well, you should have
Chef.
a pretty good view
That-
of it.
Yeah,
we get a
yeah. Well, I
knife
don't think we talked
cut
about it.
that?
Can you
Thank
can you pull it up on the screen?
Do you want a knife? I have a
Aaron?
knife.
He's bringing knives.
Can
I've
you
got a knife
push
too,
it
but-
Yeah.
forward like 2 inches? No, like
I like
just
how
this
that's your
way,
2 inches. That's
towards
pretty
Kavan.
impressive.
Okay,
Towards
pull
me.
it towards you, 4 inches.
4 inches.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
4 inches or 4 inches.
I said the wrong way.
He said the
initially.
wrong way. Yeah, so
Oh yeah, we're all
Pull
still
it
alive.
towards you.
if
A
you
little bit
wouldn't
more.
be the
little
first
bit more.
person to curse
little
at
bit
Sam.
more. A little bit more. That's it. That's it. Right there. Beautiful.
Okay.
I need you to say that's it one more time.
That's the money shot right there.
That's what she said.
Apparently, that's what Sam is watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The money shot.
And the world will never know.
yeah.
Great.
Where a bottle?
John Moe said I'm about to get the out of town discount on my next watch.
Well, see, with Valentine's Day coming up, look, Renee and I have what the husbands are looking
Thank
for,
you, Chef.
but people forget you have what the husbands are looking for too, because you stock Luminox. Is it which other watches do you stock?
Grant, you can cut that now.
Citizens, Seiko. We have some Pulsar left in the case. We have 3 or 4 really good watch brands still in the store, and just cases full of them. And of course, Caleb
Cut
now
that.
has the Glock watch. I love the Glock watch, man. That's the Glock watch and the Luminox. That's the men's watches.
If you guys want to sign me as a watch influencer,
Is that
I
a
mean,
thing?
There's
Will you
negotiations on the
will you
table.
always be on time?
They have influencers for everything.
They do. They do. I get the
Sam will never be on time because that's his way to get a new watch.
I get the Instagram influencers. We'll grow your audience by 25,000 for only $10.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you so much.
$10 and some product.
Yeah, and some product. We want this and this and this for free.
You
Yes.
need 25,000 more followers in Bangladesh.
Yeah, they're all bots.
Yeah.
Drives me nuts.
So y'all did that with a fork.
So did you try the salmon bacon just now, or
No, I didn't touch
Well, I guess Kavan got tired of waiting.
No, wait, Kavan said don't take the last bite of that.
Other
I
than
was
the lobster
messing.
Napoleon. That lobster Napoleon is. I see why it's their. It's.
We got more coming.
I see it's why they're favorite. That is delicious. Like that's how I want. I want all my lobster that way. Yeah.
Pass that along. That is fantastic.
That salmon bacon is crunchy and salmony.
See what? We'll pass it to Sam. What's bad is that lobster. I forgot it was sitting right here,
Oh my god.
So it got a little colder.
and it got a little
more
cold. It was actually. It was really good cold.
Oh no, it was.
That was phenomenal cold. So I can only imagine what it was hot. But ooh, that's delicious.
It was moist.
Moist. I love that
Yeah,
we can
the-
sit here and do this smoking cigars.
Yeah, that's the best part of this.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we did that show in your store that one time.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, we did.
And the porch. I mean, when we do the porch shows, there's
We ought to do an implicit bias Blu-ray over at Piper's Haven.
Oh, a game of Boo-Ray? People get cut over games of Boo-Ray. I'm just
Yeah.
warning you.
I've been teaching people to play spades recently because, like, if you're in this,
It's Blu-ray,
It is.
but
Yeah?
spades are always
Yeah.
trump.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a second though. All you jackasses are too heavily armed to play any kind of games with.
That
I mean, we're not
that way
talking
we
knives,
keep
all
it
y'all
honest.
armed.
We keep it honest that way.
You
Do some
I'm your Huckleberry.
bingo.
You gonna bring up the fact that tonight's show is actually the very first 4 people of show number 1,
I will.
like ever.
Yeah.
Did I ruin anything?
This was the inaugural show.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You always ruin. I'm
That was
kidding.
a long-
You don't. You never ruin things.
First time I met Caleb with his big old Hawaiian shirt on there.
Renee and I had
your boy
corresponding
got
shirts.
panache.
Yes, different, but the same, but different.
Renee's shirt said, I smoke cigars and I know things. Mine said, I drink bourbon and I know things.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Sam
I
wasn't
caught
there.
hell for saying that a few minutes
No,
ago.
we had him bring knives.
Yeah.
You
Sam,
just weren't paying attention. Throw it. It's all right.
Sam
Not gonna
wasn't
hurt
there, but he was there in spirit.
You nursing that over there.
On purpose.
I know. I
It's
was,
that
too. I
good.
caught hell from Caleb, man.
It is that good.
Where's the next bottle?
Watching this dude eat.
difficult.
Oh my god.
Can't bring
Miss
him
Bordelon, how
anywhere.
we doing?
You can't bring him anywhere. He drops stuff all over.
All
and-
right. You sure?
Never in my life have I said, "Oh, that's salmon bacon," but "Oh, that's salmon bacon."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you
It's
get the
delicious.
distinctive
It's-
salmon flavor, then you get the smokiness.
And the crunchiness, like
Mm-hmm.
bacon, like a good crisp bacon.
You know that's delicious. I bet like salmon bacon on a bagel
Hey, Sam?
for breakfast.
With some cream cheese.
Can you cue up the
Man,
Tucker
how many
Carlson
fish do I have to
video?
kill to get that?
Can we play
You know
that?
what?
If we can, it's
I
okay.
say kill because I don't fish very
I'm just
well.
curious.
And it never failed.
some-
During Lent on Friday is when I
Where-
wanted bacon.
where can I
and
find it?
I couldn't eat it.
It's
My
in the
dad's
text
like,
that I sent to the
"Oh,
group."
I couldn't even use
the
bacon
X
bits. I
link?
said, Dad, they're
It's fake. It's fake.
No, but it's got bacon flavor, so you can't eat that.
Hey,
He would not let me eat. Man, if I knew about
Y'all
salmon
wanna
bacon,
know-
I would make salmon bacon.
Y'all want to know how much I love my wife? I just looked at her and said, have you tried this? And she said, no. I said, come on. She put her drink down. She's on her way over. And I'm going to share this with Mrs. Elizabeth
Well, so
Bordelon.
out of the 3, I knew my wife would like the Johnny Drum the most. I know that purple, that's the only one to let you try. Yes, ma'am. I know that, oh yeah, I'm sorry.
He knew you wasn't
the
going to like the
10-year
rest
family
of them.
Lessons learned.
You weren't going to like the rest of them, Jackie. It's
20 years of marriage, and you think I would know to share it. Oh, wait. There's a little bit left. There's a
No, it's close.
Paquito, baby. There's a little bit left.
You know what? They might pour her some. If you
Yeah.
Caleb.
I don't think it's gonna happen, Kavan.
What's that?
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Okay, no worries. We're
I don't
good.
have good enough signal to.
No worries. We're
play
good. We are absolutely good.
What am I hearing? Sounds like
Somebody's coming in checking.
school announcements.
Somebody's coming in checking.
I
Make
feel
sure.
like you're 2
somebody's-
years ago back in college.
Somebody's
Sounds like-
checking to make sure we don't kill Renee this time.
It sounds
Yeah,
like the
that
teacher.
was an experience.
Yeah.
It sounds like the
For him.
teachers from Charlie Brown.
That is so good.
All right, are we ready for the next segment?
What's that?
I like how,
I'll tell you
and I
right
know
before
his
the
name,
last
but I'm going to call him by his handle, the Dania Beach Bourbon Club. That's the best lobster I've ever had. Definitely agreeing. Calling me out there,
Yeah,
John.
that was a shot.
Yeah,
John
that's-
Mode.
Not even across the bow. That's direct to the helm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shots fired.
Yep.
No, I'm good. I'm good. We are.
That is
No, we're good.
delicious. That is delicious.
Thank you. Have at it.
Well, so as of today's the 9th,
Yep.
Yeah.
No, today's the 8th.
8th. Sorry.
Yeah.
So there are 6 shopping days. Well, no, you're closed on Sundays,
No.
correct?
No, there's Friday, Saturday, Monday.
Mondays. 3 shopping days left for Valentine's Day.
Yep.
Oh boy.
If you don't
Oh,
have your
man.
stuff, guys, you're in trouble. That's all we're saying.
Well, I mean, at least Sam doesn't have to buy a ring.
My made-up girlfriend. I'm getting married to her now.
Did you like that? Did you like how I made that up and we just went with it?
Yeah, it just escalated very quickly,
Yeah.
and apparently now.
No, I said at least you don't have to buy a ring. She already has one.
Let Elizabeth
Oh,
try.
I
Well,
didn't
you know
know where
she-
you were going with that.
Yeah.
Caleb, you know she's expecting. So
Yeah, I'm
you
letting
know,
Elizabeth try. Trust me, there's the night is young, young Jedi.
So, Renee, you didn't get to see it. I asked Sam for a headshot earlier, and the one he sent me was like
that's going on Implicit Bias social
that's,
media
that's
pages.
superb.
You asked me for a high resolution
A high
headshot.
res. And look, I want to go out and get photographed now. Like I want to go out and take pictures of my wife
Don't
and
do
I.
that
all
to a
sorts of stuff.
photographer.
Whoever snapped that photo of you, was that candid?
No.
I don't
wasn't
want
candid.
I don't want candid photos either. Like that looked phenomenal because the Sam I'm seeing right now is not the Sam in that picture.
I look pretty damn good right now, and I don't appreciate where your tone, where you're coming from with that.
Okay, Sam, let's roll.
All right.
Second segment, hour 2, correct?
Subject to everyone's interpretation, Sam.
I keep forgetting that there's all kinds of people listening to this dumb stuff.
Yeah, well, no, they're just listening to Sam get eviscerated like that woman with the sword eviscerated that dude in the story that I sent over.
Was it
a 16-inch blade?
16-inch cane blade.
Yes.
It was a cane, that's
Yeah,
not a
well,
cane knife. That's a cane,
blade.
sword.
We're going to talk about
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it. So
Yes.
leave it for if you're
Sorry,
watching on
sorry.
streaming. It's a
Forget
story that's
about
coming
that
our
till
way.
we bring it up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, she was looking for Indigo Montoya.
Yes.
No, Inigo.
Yeah,
No,
Indigo.
and by the way, she was looking for the six-fingered man.
Yeah.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Yep.
I have a secret for you. I am not left-handed.
You guys good?
Waiting on you.
Anything else you want to?
There's plenty of stuff I would like to have, but
All right.
you know, it's not. I'm not going to get a fourth pour of this. If I
like some
wanted it.
more whiskey
All right.
or something.
I need the next pour.
3, 2.
Welcome back to hour 2 of this week's episode of Implicit Bias. We are streaming live from.
Hold on. I missed the button.
Oh,
I don't know
you
what
mi-
happened.
How do you miss the button?
I don't know exactly what happened just now.
That's what she said.
I pressed the button. All right, let's give this another shot.
Sure, you did.
3, 2.
Welcome back to hour 2 of this week's episode of Implicit Bias. I'm your host, Kavan Bordelon. We are brought to you in hour 2 by William S. Nacol Jewelers, 3802 Johnson Street. We were doing some math here, which means we were counting to 3, which is the number of days that you have if you are watching the streaming episode. If you are listening on terrestrial radio, you essentially have like a day and a half before Valentine's Day. Guys, just letting you know, if you get in a bind, go to William S. Nacol. They'll take care of you.
Caleb took his shoes off to count.
Yeah. Both toes.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that what the musk we were getting was?
That might be why the whiskey.
There's the
tasted that
rabbit
way.
hole. There's the rabbit hole. Can't avoid it. And I'm not talking about the rabbit hole whiskey. I'm talking about the rabbit hole that we try to avoid here on the show. But that's okay because we're going to dive back in. We stopped the last segment and we were starting to talk about an interview that is somewhat unprecedented because the theme of this week's show is who's writing your story. And I brought up the name Mika Brzezinski. Does anybody know what the most famous quote Mika Brzezinski has is? She is, by the way, a host on CNN for years. Anybody know her most famous quote? Because I know her most famous quote. Yeah, everybody's like, I don't know. She gave what we often say here, you know, a drunk man's words or a sober man's thoughts. Mika Brzezinski said what all journalists at that level seem to be thinking nowadays. I'm going to say seem to be thinking because I don't want to assume, but she said it out loud. She got caught on air saying, wait, they can't tell people what to think. It's our job to tell people what to think. She said it. Which means that the modern media wants to do what? They want to write and influence your story. That is the goal. The goal is not to inform you. The goal is to tell you what to think. So what we're going to do in this segment is I'm going to ask you to expand your mind for just a second. I'm going to ask everybody out there listening to sit here with me and really do a deep dive into what we know about the man that Tucker Carlson just interviewed. And when I say what we know, I don't mean what you've been told. I don't mean what people have suggested. I don't mean what the people who tell you what to think want you to think about the man. I mean, what do you actually know? What can you confirm from the horse's mouth yourself about Vladimir Putin? Caleb, what can you confirm from the horse's mouth about Vladimir Putin?
You know, honestly, the only thing I know is he likes to hunt because he doesn't really speak much. He'll do his political interviews. He'll talk about what's going on with his events, and then he leaves.
Renee, what do you know specifically about Vladimir Putin? From the horse's mouth.
He poses a lot shirtless,
He does?
and he's a
Yeah.
martial artist.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Grant, what about
But
you?
That's
Grant,
about it.
Grant, what about you? What do you
Well,
know?
just the premier leader of our number one foe for the last 50, 60 years.
So hold on. You've been told that.
Well, no, that's pretty much what we know since he was the country he represents was our ally in helping to defeat Hitler.
Correct?
But then he became our number one nemesis.
So
And
hold on. Stop
so-
right there.
so
So,
what
hold
we-
on. So hold on. He
Okay.
became our number one nemesis. Who told you he was our number one nemesis? Did they tell you?
The same people who feed us everything else these days.
Oh, so you heard it secondhand, right?
No, because I do know for a fact that he is the leader of that country. That
He is
was former the Soviet Union, but is
Russia.
And who
is now Russia.
And
It's
again,
Russia now.
who told you that? Did they tell you that?
A guy named Phil.
So my point here exactly. Sam, what about you? What do you know from the horse's mouth?
He's very wealthy.
He is?
He's very good at hockey.
Oh, he is? I didn't know that.
Goalies almost dive out of the way whenever he's shooting. It's wild.
That-
It's weird to see.
So first of all, that would be highly funny. I mean, is there a video of this that I missed or
Oh
something?
yeah. Oh
okay,
yeah.
cool.
He people that oppose him tend to go away.
That as far as you know of.
They
Well,
die.
So, well, no, have you talked to those
they
people?
don't go
I mean,
away. They
Have you
die.
have you talked to those people?
have I talked to? I don't talk to many Russians.
Have you talked to him?
I haven't spoke. No, me and
So-
Putin don't.
So what you
DM.
know? So what you know is what we've all been told.
Secondhand.
I mean,
Correct?
Secondhand information.
there's people out there that exist publicly and then no longer exist publicly. So maybe they're just not updating their Facebook anymore.
But
I don't know.
So
What do you want me to say?
So here's what I want you to say. I want you to say you tell me you know exactly how those people disappeared.
I don't know. That's what I'm
That's the
saying.
point.
I'm saying
That's
that
the
they
point.
disappear. I'm
They-
not saying I know how they disappear, but
No.
I'm saying that people who oppose them tend to disappear.
So
I don't know how.
herein lies the point, right? The point is, all we know is what we're told. And if what we're told might not necessarily be exactly the story, it might be a story. Maybe the real reason why everyone is screaming and yelling about Tucker Carlson doing this interview is because somebody doesn't want us to maybe get the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey would say.
Well, and you know, Tucker is one of the. He's the only person I know of that's going there to interview him. And he's
Oh
the
no,
only,
he went. He's back,
Yeah.
and I can't wait to see the whole thing in its
I'm
entirety.
very curious to see the interview and see how it goes out because depending how it went over there, if the entire video came back, I would be surprised.
So interesting. I saw some things that are alleged to be transcripts, and what I'm going to say is this because I'm not going to comment on them. If those transcripts are true, it's going to be a really interesting interview.
Yeah, but he said in the video you sent us, he said that Elon agreed to put that out there without it being
censorship.
doctored. That's
from,
correct.
From Elon, correct.
I love this new branch of media where people who are kicked outside of the mainstream are able to go on their own and they have backing like an Elon Musk. So we are able, hopefully we're able to get the unfiltered, redacted information from the man himself.
And that's what we need.
But let me ask you this: you asked about Putin. There's been stories in the last year or two in the media about him that he's dying, that he's got some incurable disease, or he's got cancer, or he's got something. I mean, you hear all these things, and you're correct. We get nothing but secondhand information. I love the fact that Tucker went over there, and I hope we get as much of this interview as we can.
There was actually a story that came out a couple weeks ago. Well, not this week, but last week, that made some waves in some smaller communities, and the entire story was based on rumor. The entire story, if you read it, never says, I know. It says things like, I was told. It says things like, they suspected. And this was treated as news. This was treated as meaning something. When in reality, these are people who want to write our story.
Well, I mean,
And they are trying to use every bit of influence they can to make you believe what they want you to believe. And that's a problem no matter what side they're coming from. What we need are people who will let us make up our minds and let God write the story and us be, as Caleb said earlier today, our co-author. Renee, you want to chime in?
yeah, I mean, all this thing going on with Russia attacking Ukraine and all of that, never once has any news media gone and talked to Vlad to find out, hey, what's your side of the story? Nope. No, it's just the evil Russians coming over and blowing up the innocent Ukrainians. But you never hear the other side of the story. You don't know why. And
look,
I saw the interview that Tucker was. Well, I didn't see the interview. I saw the what do you call it? The trailer,
The teaser?
The teaser with him saying that I am in Russia. I am going to interview him, and we've tried it before, and we were blocked because the news media found out about it and stirred up all kinds of things to block him. But this time he was able to do it. I'm anxious to see that interview because I want to hear what Vlad's got to say about it.
Well, and here's part of it, too, is when it comes to writing your own story, no one is the villain in their own story.
No.
Right? When you look at all what we would consider villains throughout history, you think Genghis Khan was like, I'm going to go and I'm going to populate the world.
Or he was, I'm going to depopulate my enemies and I'm going to
Yeah.
do it and I'm going to be a bad guy. No.
Everyone, all these villains in their story,
Right.
they were not the villain. They
No.
were the hero. And I'm curious to hear their point of view.
Right.
I want to see what
Well,
makes them tick
that's how you
and
find,
why they engage.
That's
in
how
certain
you
things.
find out really who's the bad guy and who's the good guy.
And here's the really
Because if
interesting-
you only hear one side, that's the good guy.
So,
you know?
and I was Renee, I'm glad you said that because, and I'm glad I let you finish that because yes, when all you hear is one side, the truth is usually somewhere in the middle
Yeah.
of the two stories that you get.
Yeah.
And right now we are only getting one story. It is unified. It's almost like one person wrote the story and sent it to 15 different media outlets because they're all parroting the same thing. It's almost like they're mockingbirds, just repeating everything they've got. You know what, though? We're going to have to repeat more of this when we come back. The Sam Stokes segment of this week's episode of Implicit Bias coming up as we stream live from Mr. Lester's. Don't forget, comment on the live stream, a chance to win a bottle of Blanton's from Nunu's, their pick, a $500 gift card here at Mr. Lester's, and a hotel stay. You got a couple more segments to do it if you're watching on the stream. If you're listening on the radio, catch the next one when we come back.
You know, and that's
Laid back Sam is over there. Look
one
at
of the
him,
things
just
about-
sitting back in his chair, just
it's
catching
so
the
far
nap.
it seems like all they're after, they don't want to listen to Putin's side. It's poor Ukraine and send them more money. Send more money.
Hey, did you see the latest proposal? Send Ukraine $61.3 billion.
Now, how much have we sent them already?
More than we spent in Iraq and
Too much.
Yeah.
and Afghanistan combined.
Well, more than what we know we spent in Iraq and Afghanistan
Yeah.
combined. Because we spent a lot. I was there to see some of those trees get put up. But we've sent billions of dollars.
And where's that money? And where's that money going? There's still
Well-
been no accounting for it.
And here's the thing.
And they were already questioning how corrupt the Ukrainian government was to start with.
The United States will always do something expecting a return on investment.
What you've already had.
What's our return on investment? What
Yeah.
do we want in
You don't want any
return?
more?
What do we want back?
Yeah.
No, this show's
That's
going
what we
well.
need to figure out.
Yeah, and nobody's talking about that.
And we look at the
Now,
media.
granted, Ukraine was the breadbasket of Europe. They grow a majority of the crops for European nations. So what's happened since that war's been going on, they're not farming or they're not producing the crops they used to. That's one of the reasons why food prices have gone up. They're putting more strain on the U.S. farmers because it's
You don't
just
want much of this.
they got to provide more, so the prices have gone up.
Hey, hey, this is where it's up to you. What we're talking about. I do know from reading history. Now I know history can be skewed. We know that from
Yeah,
our,
who
our
writes
history
it?
books. But yes, but Vladimir Putin, when he was growing up, I think Hitler used the Ukraine as a pathway to get into the Soviet Union and killed most of his family. Yeah. Hey, you want to know?
Well,
You want to know
and-
Putin's grudge against Ukraine? I'm telling you, Hitler used that little pathway through Ukraine because it's a pretty big country to go into Russia and killed most of his family. So
Yeah.
I don't know if this is so much a personal. What this?
Smells so
Hey,
fantastic.
that's where it's up to you to do a little bit of digging and,
Right.
and form your own opinion
And
as
there's-
opposed to
and
the
like,
stuff you're
like
being
Caleb
spoon-fed.
said, there's always two sides to a story.
Yeah,
you
but-
need to
but you
hear
know what?
both sides.
I know, but Renee, everything we see on the phone, everything that we even in our history books are skewed.
Sure.
You don't know what to believe.
Right.
But I'm serious. I know Vladimir Putin has, from being a young boy, has a lot of
and
history
he
with
was-
Ukraine.
and he
when
was
Hitler
also
rolled
head
through.
of KGB, and I mean, he's got some evil stuff in his,
Well,
in his
it's-
book.
want to hear what he has.
It's believe none of it, question at all, right?
Right.
And we look at just simple information. Look at after World War II, when the AK came out, when the Kalashnikov came out. We went through and everyone said that Kalashnikov was part of the design process, part of this. There was a book that came out called The Gun, which reads like a thesaurus. It's a horrible read, but it's very informative. And it tells us how he was placed in a position. He was built up in a position, and then the process as it went through. Every country does that. And when I say every, I include the United States. You know, to the victor go the spoils
Right.
and the history books.
Yeah.
Corn.
Oh, yeah.
So,
the
Corn,
victor
corn,
gets
corn,
to
corn,
write
corn.
the history
Yeah.
books.
and it's
You know?
really hard to differentiate between what someone wants you to believe and what actually happened.
What's factual?
Yeah.
Because
Sam Stokes segment coming up. Where you going, Sam? Okay.
Oh, batteries.
So for those on the streaming side, we hope you're enjoying
Let me
the
see
show.
your socks, Sam.
What's that, babe?
You say no?
No, we have one more segment after this.
I want to see your socks. I mean, you can
he's got
change
to change it.
batteries.
He's got to change a battery. He can't pull up his pants while he's changing a battery.
Oh, that makes it sound really bad.
Yeah, it does.
That
Yeah, it
that
does.
makes it sound
Yeah, it
really
does.
bad. Like he can't pull up his pant leg.
It's not rechargeable. He's behind the times.
And look, when he sent me that headshot, y'all, like I can't tell you. I was like,
Why did you get him to send you a headshot?
I'm gonna include you on this conversation.
Okay.
So I asked Sam, I'm like, send me a headshot of yours. I've got a plan. And the last episode, which did we ever figure out what number episode we were on?
I'll figure it out.
If you know in the comments, go ahead and yeah,
You said episode.
yeah, whatever it is.
So we are 3.5. So a 52. That's 100.
Yeah, and I figure
it's 156.
I
and then
figured
another
last
20.
episode was probably like 100 and
It's
like
107.
62 or
Yeah, it's
something like
it's
that.
no, it's over 170.
So I like that. Good choice. Good choice.
We're
But
well,
like-
we're well over 176.
Oh yeah, we've been pumping them out. Sam's
We're like-
been doing his job,
we're like 182 actually.
and I completely forgot where I was going when I needed that information.
It's okay. I meant to disrail you on
Yeah,
purpose.
and it was good. Well done. Good job, sir.
You guys don't all have good headshots?
No, that was a really good one. Like, it made me question. So in the military, you get your funeral shot, which is what they're going to use at your funeral. That's what your Class A's on, or your blues now, and everything else. And I had one of my greens, and I was like, when I saw that picture you sent me, Sam, I was like, son of a bitch. Like, I need to step up my game.
Yeah.
So,
Glamour
Just-
shots closed. Huh?
just so you know, I sent that picture to a bunch of dating sites.
Okay.
And you might have a new name, and it might go to my email address. I'm joking. That's a joke. My wife. So,
You're catfishing with my picture? Is what's happening?
it's for my son. It's for my son. So,
That's okay. Which
y'all,
one?
y'all are the same age. Hey, baby.
All right, Sam Stokes segment.
Yeah. All right. Where are we? Okay.
Yeah, get the forks ready because that's coming around in this segment. That is just, oh my God, that smells delicious.
And thank y'all for letting me have first bite of it.
That's White Dog.
It
Yeah.
is white dog.
Sam, you try this yet?
Yes, I did.
That's why you don't have a lot in your glass because you don't want a lot.
No.
Is that in the shot, Sam? You got a shot of this?
How we doing?
Food's
Eric?
good?
Good.
So if anyone's never
Yeah, don't-
tasted White
we're
Dog
good,
before,
we're
I
good.
smell diabetes.
We had
Yeah,
we
oh no,
had somebody
it's sweet.
Somebody,
so sweet.
one of the shows we
Yeah,
did,
Kenny.
yeah,
Big Whiskey brought White Dog.
from.
Redemption.
Oh, okay,
It was
yeah,
Redemption White
I
Dog.
remember we had a white dog, but I couldn't remember who it was.
Are we
from.
ready, team?
Waiting on you.
Well, what is it? What? I love that answer. Caleb's showing his butt to the camera again.
No, he's showing his butt to Grant on purpose.
Got that Hank Hill. Got a narrow urethra. All right, we ready?
Waiting on you.
What? His glass is commandeered.
No, you can keep going. I'm
Yeah, he
like,
can
I'll
talk
be
about
part
it.
of this.
All right, 3, 2.
The Sam Stokes segment of this week's episode of Implicit Bias is on the air. I'm your host, Kevon Bordelon. Hour 2 is brought to you by William S. Nacall Jewelers, 3802 Johnston Street. And we are live streaming this episode. So if you're listening on radio, you missed it. Or maybe you caught it and you're catching it again because it was so much fun you wanted to hear it twice. But we are live at Mr. Lester's, and we are partaking of, man, this Lenten menu is absolutely ridiculous. We have been through, 3 courses now, fellas? We had a seafood cioppino, we had a lobster Napoleon, we had a soft-shelled crab BLT, and now we have the sea bass on the table. We're going to pass this around. It just looks so fantastic. Renee?
I think the next course is coming up, so we better hurry up and eat that sea bass.
All right, Grant, you get to go first. So let's talk about some of the other stories that we have coming our way this week. By the way, the flight here at Mr. Lester's for this month, it is a Mardi Gras show. It is a Mardi Gras month, which means that guess what? There is a Mardi Gras flight of whiskeys. It is a purple, green, and gold as Grant tries to run away with the food. Flight of purple, green, and gold from Willett Distilleries. Johnny Drum, which we consumed first, which I would highly recommend. If you're going to get the flight this way. Johnny Drum first, the Willett Estate Rye second, and then the Willett Purple Top 10-year estate bourbon last. Fantastic flight. So now, you know what? Let's do this because this is kind of impromptu as this sea bass makes its way around the table. Guys, what would you pay? Sam didn't bring the What Would You Pay championship belt chain, and I will chastise him for that later. But that's okay.
No, I think he already did.
Oh, no, I'm not done.
Okay.
So
There's
what would
more
you pay
chastising.
for this flight of whiskey? 3 pours, all from Willett, Johnny Drum, Willett Estate Rye, and the 10-year estate bourbon. Sam, we're going to start with you because the microphone's closest to you. Renee's trying to eat, Grant's trying to eat, Caleb's leaning over, bringing me a fork. What would you pay for this?
I mean, something like this probably like, oh boy, you're looking at like 30, 50, a hundo. So what are we saying, like 180
So you're saying 180
in that
for the
ballpark
flight?
for the 3 pours?
For the flight. Okay.
Yeah.
Renee, what about you? What would you pay for this flight?
I'm thinking everywhere else it'd probably be $70, but because of Mr. Lester's, I'm saying $30 because I know how they price stuff. They price things very, very reasonable
For
here.
all 3?
Yep, I would say $30 for that flight.
Grant, what about you? What do you think?
Renee, you ignorant slut. Look,
Boy, that's twice in one show.
I know,
We don't get that
everybody's
often
gonna-
twice in one show.
No, I swear to goodness I was right where Sam was at 180. But if there's one thing we've learned, it's that we always overshoot this. So I'm thinking just one smooth bill. But I think what they're gonna do is not even make it a smooth bill and say $99 for the flight.
Caleb Morse, what do you think this flight runs?
Yeah. This whole time I'm like, it's at least, like every time we do this, it's offensively low, and like, man, and I don't want to get too close to Sam. 150. And 150 would be stupid for this.
Y'all ready? Yes. Sam, do you have the sound like the Price is Right when somebody actually hit it on the nose?
No.
Come on, you got to have like a good sound. Like, give me like a winner sound. I know you got a sound effect in there. No.
That's a loser.
No, that's a loser sound. We have someone who hit it on the nose.
All right.
Renee Girard, $30.
You would pay that for one pour. You would pay that for one pour.
Oh, no, you would pay more than that for one
Yeah.
pour.
You would pay more than
But-
that for a pour of just the Purple Top.
Right.
Anywhere else.
Who's responsible for that?
Chef Willie. So when he comes back, take it out on him.
See, Chef Willie, I know how he works in this place. These people take care of you, I'm telling you.
Renee?
Come here and enjoy yourself.
I'd like to officially apologize for calling you an ignorant slut. You were just a merciful professor of poetry and travel.
I'm a man wiser than my years.
I bow. I bow in deference to you, buddy. Congratulations. Nicely done.
Can y'all imagine $30 for that flight?
No.
That's absurd.
That is insane.
But here, yes.
Look, this is a great place to come get it.
$30. Bro.
$30.
Like that.
No, we need to start on that beef Wellington.
$30.
Yeah.
I can't get a quarter tank of gas for that.
No, you can't.
Oh, no.
No, you can't. And guess what? That
Well, in
purple
your
top,
truck, you
that,
can't get an eighth of a tank of gas in your truck.
That purple top might fuel your truck, though.
Yeah, well,
That
at
126.
126, I'll probably run better.
All right. So Sam's got a shot of probably the beef Wellington on the table, which is insane from Chef Willie. But we're going to dive kind of back into topics. And there was a topic that I sent out that turned out to be, I think, highly relevant when we think about people who want to write your story or write our story. And it's this. It's that y'all, everybody listening, watching on stream might remember a few years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, there were wildfires in Canada at a record pace. A record pace. And of course, those wildfires were blamed on what? Record high temperatures.
It's climate change.
Climate change, record high temperatures. Turns out that maybe that wasn't what happened in Canada.
Don't tell me it was arson.
Take off, eh? Hoser. Turns out, coo, 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 coo. No, Bob and Doug McKenzie, for those who remember that movie. Please tell me, Aaron, you've seen the movie, right? Yes, Aaron knows Strange Brew. Aaron, punch Sam once if you know Strange Brew. Punch Sam twice if you don't. No. Sam, do you know Strange Brew?
I've heard of it.
You've heard.
Oh, my God.
It was Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Dave Thomas.
Sam's like, whoever that was.
But yes,
And Dave Thomas.
Caleb, to your
From
point.
Wendy's?
No, not that Dave Thomas.
But to your point, Caleb, it was an arsonist. It was a guy who was claiming that the government was trying to get people to believe in global warming, so he was going out and lighting the fires. I mean, how nuts is this? And he was recently convicted. This both comes
On 13 counts or 14 counts?
14.
So imagine that. Someone who says, you know what, the government's right, and I want to make them right.
Yeah.
So he goes and sets 14 fires and just about burns up Cavan's Lake.
Well, that's-
up in,
I was
up in
wanting to go
Canada.
there. You beat me to it.
So that's what really ticked me off. Here I am learning that I have a lake in Canada. There's Lake, now it could be Lake Cavan. If
No,
they're
it's-
calling it Lake Cavan,
It's Cavan.
they're
It's
pronouncing
Cavan.
it incorrectly.
Yes.
It's Lake Cavan. I have my own lake apparently in Canada. Go look it up. Don't take our word for it, please. And yes, this guy tried to burn down my lake, which, I mean, when you think about trying to burn down a lake, just sounds insanely stupid, right? But this guy got busted, but that's how they want to write the narrative.
Yeah, but didn't they only charge him for 13 of the 14?
I believe so. But
Yeah.
I mean, this is how
But-
dumb it was.
yeah.
It's almost like he had handwritten ballots in his car and left his cell phone on. They tracked him down by his phone.
Now, come on, Cavan. That would not happen.
No, that would never happen.
They tracked him down by his phone because he was in proximity of one of the recent fires that had been started. I was wondering how they caught this guy over such a vast amount of space and a whole territory being covered, how they finally tracked him down. He was setting so many fires that they finally caught him in the area of one that was initially started.
Saskatchewan's not small, eh? Right?
No.
I mean, but the reality is, yes, they literally picked up his cell phone, found the ID, geolocated him on his cell phone, as your cell phone does everywhere you go. So if you're wondering if they're watching, if you're wondering if they're looking, if you're wondering if they're listening, they are. And we talked about they on this show already. It's those who want to do what? Control your lives or influence your story.
And we know it was Lake Cavan because when you go there, you can't wear socks.
Okay, inside joke for those who haven't seen the stream before. This is the first stream from Mr. Lester's where I've worn socks because it's the first one where I'm wearing cowboy boots. If I'm wearing my loafers, there's no socks, which is why Grant made that joke, just to give you the inside scoop on that. All right. So,
yeah, but there's no proof that he's wearing socks now. We can't see.
correct.
He's,
Nicely done.
So Grant, let's talk real quickly about this sea bass that made its way around the table. We're in a steakhouse. I eat steak in a steakhouse, but that sea bass is so good.
Surf and turf, baby.
Surf and turf. And this would be a buttery fish to pair with your steak that would absolutely substitute for a lobster. It's fantastic. We got to get the Wellington around the table because dessert's here.
So starting on that now.
Starting on the
you
Wellington,
ready?
right? But I mean, Sam, do you have a shot of that Wellington?
It's on the screen now.
It is
I've been
so
staring at it on the
amazingly
screen,
beautiful.
drooling.
And yes, I mean, that pastry is baked perfectly. This is what we like on Implicit Bias. It's what we like. We like it because we like it. Hence, it's our implicit bias.
Look, the steam coming off.
So back to how do you pronounce his last name?
Don't care.
The guy that lit the fires, was it Pare? He had an accent aigu.
I don't speak French, so I don't know.
He had
I'm not
accent
even gonna
aigu at the
try.
end of his name.
P-A-R-E with the comma to the top.
Yeah, but it was you have accent aigu, which leans toward, accent grave, which is away. I'm looking at Sam like he knows.
What?
Sam doesn't know. Sam doesn't speak
Where does this
French.
come from?
Sam,
Like I assume that you
Bruh.
know.
See,
that
my
kind of
name,
stuff.
my
wife
name,
knows this.
I watched
My
you
name's
spill
got that
on your
little
pants
that
earlier.
little line above the E. I don't know what they call that. It's the little line above the E. Is the comma to the top.
Accent aigu, accent grave.
Sam is from Sarenso, Louisiana. So I don't know why you guys are even thinking that you could talk to him about how to pronounce this guy's last name. Why does it matter, Caleb? Curious.
No, I'm just curious. Well, I'm curious what's going to happen to him, right? I didn't read about the sentencing, what they were going to do, but
Well, I don't think they did a sentencing.
Nothing yet.
They haven't. They've charged him. He
they
hasn't
charged
gone
him.
to trial yet.
But what if he's helping the government? Wouldn't the government step in?
They might, but you know what they might do? They might send us to break and come back with the final segment of this week's episode of Implicit Bias when we come back.
Oh,
That man
damn.
sent it to break while he was cutting into beef Wellington. That was impressive.
That's focus. That's what that is. That's focus.
Anybody want some more fish?
I'll have some more fish in a little while.
Well, they're going to
That-
send us
that
to the
sea
dining
bass
room
is
after
gorgeous.
this, just so you know.
That sea bass is just yum.
But you never know what they're going to do up there because with the
No,
prime minister
it's-
they got, with the government they have.
they're all over the place. man.
Yes.
Like
Yeah, you
they
don't
let
know what
people
they're
walk.
gonna
They
do.
do all kinds of other stuff. You can't own a gun unless you can validate it for hunting and self-defense.
Well, yeah,
Even-
there's no handguns.
And even then, you have to like pray 16 Hail Marys and do everything else in order to get a firearm. It's ridiculous up there. I mean, you have so much wildlife. There's so many things that you should defend yourself from. I mean, you look at Alaska, where they tell you need a gun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you go hunting. You got a long gun and you
And they got
carry
a
a
backup
sidearm. And the
Eat
sidearm
the beef Wellington
better
and
be
pass it around.
better be a 44 Magnum Plus.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Brother, throw me that Wellington during the
we'll,
break.
we'll trade.
Oh, yeah, it's coming, Sam. And trust me, it's worth the wait.
We don't have. Do we have any napkins? Because
We do not. Well, Grant might have a couple.
I got a couple over there.
Pass me a napkin because I know this is gonna fall.
Sophisticated swine.
How's that 4-shot, Aaron? Oh, yeah. Looks pretty good. Nailed it, Grant. Good job.
Chris,
I finally got it.
You got it.
top of that. I'll just set it in front of me.
Stupid fantastic on that Wellington. Oh, my goodness.
You know, the first time I had Wellington, beef Wellington, I was offshore working on a
God.
they
They fed y'all good, huh?
on a British drill
Oh,
ship,
okay.
and it looked nothing like that.
No.
Well, Brits aren't known for their culinary.
No,
expertise.
anything created on the island of the United Kingdom was based on a dare as far as food goes.
That
You
just-
know, one of my favorite shows that used to come out of the UK. They had a cooking
Doctor
show.
Who. Oh.
No, they had a cooking show. The Two Fat Ladies. Did
Yes.
you ever see
that was
any
the
of
name of it.
Yes, that
It
was
was
the name
called
of the show.
Two.
Thank you,
Jennifer
Chantel.
and Clarissa, and they rode around the British countryside on a motorcycle with a sidecar.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And Jennifer was the older lady of the two. Clarissa
Oh, that's sweet.
was actually a barrister, which
No,
is a
this.
lawyer.
Oh.
And she quit that to go do culinary stuff.
See, and I can imagine like South Louisiana, if two people rode around, they would stop at everyone's nan's house.
Who you
Like the
waving to?
food that you would get at every little stop would be comparable to this.
But the Two Fat Ladies was an awesome
Yeah.
show because they loved
Sweet.
butter. Everything they
Oh,
cooked, they
man.
just poured the butter to it.
Whenever Jackie and I go somewhere, if they're like, "We have margarine," I'm like, "What is wrong with
Yeah.
you?
What's
that?
Margarine?
Yeah,
Like, do you know why margarine was invented?
128.
because butter was rationed.
Butter was rationed, but it was originally invented to be a lubricant for artillery rounds.
That is
Really?
Artillery and
that is
mortars.
specifically canola oil.
Yes. It was-
specifically
yep.
canola oil, was in such excess after World War II
Yep.
that they were like, what are we going to do with all this? They said, well, we think it's edible. It's not going to kill you. So they started marketing it as a food-grade oil instead of what it was meant for, which was machine lubricant.
Yep, it was a machine lubricant for
Canola
artillery,
oil. Yep.
mortar rounds, and so forth. And then we started eating it.
Yes. And they grow. I mean, you go up and guess where canola oil comes from?
What is a canola plant?
It's a
kidding.
it's a flowering plant in Western Canada. They have thousands of acres that they grow canola.
Is it like a government subsidized?
It's got to be
Just
it's-
like corn.
Yeah, it's got to be something like that because I mean, it's in Western Canada they grow thousands of acres of canola.
Yep.
You know.
All
It's
right,
crazy.
Sam, final segment.
Why does Renee have this information?
I'm old. I know a lot of things.
That is impressive.
I want to get to that before that ice cream
Hey.
melts. Yeah,
Look,
we'll take.
Hey, the man nailed the price of that flight.
He did.
I will never doubt this man again.
Why does Grant have 4 glasses? I'm kidding. I know why.
I feel like he had a
Hey,
a concussion at some point. Just came out knowing things.
I smoke cigars and I know things.
Old fashioned. No, I'm good. Thank you. I will get another one in a few minutes. We
All right,
have
we
one
good?
segment of this show left. We're going to wrap this up, and then we're going to go eat, and we're going to do this the right way, and then we're going to be done.
Let me see how much time we have left.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
Dude, yeah.
Oh my god.
That is that.
That
I mean, I hate to cut into that.
Chef Willie, I got to make sure she's coming back to my hotel
So,
room tonight, apparently. With that.
On most Wellingtons, you get to them, and it's going to be like a medium or a medium well.
Yeah.
This is still, I still have a warm pink center.
right.
This is stupid.
And it's got the seafood in it. And,
Oh, I know what now why Sam took 2 bites.
I have never been here and spit anything off of my plate. I just
No,
everything
yeah.
you eat, dude. It is great.
Okay.
I'm telling you, this is one of the best restaurants I've ever been to. In fact, this afternoon when I stopped by the house before I drove over here,
I'm going with this.
and my wife was all boudade because she just had knee surgery about 4 weeks ago now. She had a knee replacement, doing great. She's still going through PT and can't walk great distances. She's walking good on her own. And I said, I was grabbing my
right.
bag and the last things to go, and I said, you still got a shot? You want to come? She goes, and then I started telling her what was on the menu. She went,
We're doing that next.
God,
So let's,
she loves
Ready to roll?
seafood.
yeah, let's roll.
All right, 3, 2.
Final segment of our live stream from Mr. Lester Steakhouse at Cypress Bayou Casino. I am your humble host, Kevon Bordelon. We are brought to you in hour 2 of this week's episode by William S. Nacall Jewelers, 3802 Johnston Street. Guys, if you're listening on terrestrial radio, you've got about a day and a half. You got most of Saturday left, and you've got Monday. And that's about it before Valentine's Day. If you're watching on streaming, you've got Friday, Saturday, Monday. So there's advantages to watching on streaming, including that guess what we are about to do? We are about to give away a bottle of Blanton's from Nunu's, their Nunu's store pick, a $500 gift card to Mr. Lester's, and a hotel stay here at Cypress Bayou Casino. So we're going to do this right up front. Yep, that's the bottle, Renee. Thank you.
You want me to take it out?
No, I do not want you to take it out because I know you're going to try and drink it.
Oh,
So-
what letter is that one?
I don't know what letter it is.
That's
Doesn't
why I
matter.
wanted to open it.
So I'm going to tell you who it belongs to, though.
Oh, really?
It belongs to Seth Landry. So Seth Landry commented on Facebook and YouTube. His first comment was, just got home after a stressful day at work to find my wife moving my whiskey collection up to a high shelf. I can always rely on her to lift my spirits. Love that. But here's the second comment, which might be my favorite comment. Joe Biden is my least favorite vegetable. So, yeah, Seth Landry, look, we're going to reach out to you via Facebook. We're going to hit you through Messenger. We're going to tell you how you can collect. You have 30 days. 30 days to get and utilize your gift certificate. Come down here.
Don't wait.
Cash it in. Because guess what? We are now going to go to our final food tasting of the evening here at Mr. Lester's. And oh my goodness, it is that pecan pie with the bourbon spicy ice cream that just looks ridiculous. So Grant, I'm going to tell you, dig in and start passing it around as we give you our last and maybe best story of the weekend. So the best story heading into the weekend, because everyone knows what Sunday this is. Sam, what Sunday is this?
Super Bowl.
It is Super Bowl Sunday, which means that there is who going to be on the damn camera?
Patrick Mahomes.
Tay-Tay.
The Satanist. Yes. The Satanist will be all over.
Is she a Satanist?
All I'm saying is this. Go down that rabbit hole. Don't believe me. Go down that rabbit hole. Make up your own
Does
mind.
it talk about her rise to power?
There's lots of stuff there, right? But Taylor Swift is going to be all over it. But you know what the best part about all this is? It's that there is a young Chiefs fan who is about to retire on the back of Deadspin. So we did this on the show a while ago.
Yeah, that was a few months back.
Yeah, it was a few months back. Everybody remember the young Indian American who was in the crowd at a Chiefs game wearing his family's ceremonial garb, and Deadspin took a picture of him and called him all kinds of ugly names. They put the big R name on him. They called him racist. They called it cultural appropriation. They called it all this stuff. It's his freaking culture, people. Well, guess what? Now we're going to see what I really hope happens. We are going to see potentially retribution. Because that young man and his family have filed a defamation lawsuit against Deadspin, and Deadspin may be spinning dead down the toilet because this could put him out of business.
Well, you know what? He needs to sue more than Deadspin, because on the media, they kept showing the picture, and all they would show, this kid has half of his face painted black, the other half painted red.
Which by the way, happens to be the colors of the Chiefs.
Kansas City Chiefs. And the media would only show him from the black-faced side, and that's what they were saying. This kid is a racist because he's in a stadium in blackface. They never bothered to show the other side of his face that was red. And
can I get a witness from the congregation? I mean, put them out of business if you can, young man and his family.
well, what was the kid that in D.C. That sued
yeah.
because of the
yeah.
drum, the
Yes.
Indian guy?
It was Covington School, I believe, or
Yes.
something of that
Same
nature.
thing.
He did. I mean, he sued everybody.
And he
He collected-
may not need to work for the rest of his
Oh no,
life.
his college is paid for.
Oh, more than
Hey,
college.
but wait. This situation is worse because this had to be a 6 or 7 year old kid.
No, I think he's 9 or 10.
Yeah,
But
okay.
still, I mean, this is a child under the age of
Still
14 or
still,
15.
Still single digits.
You
When he
know-
left his house that night, he said, "Mom and Dad, I want to go all out. I want to paint
Yep.
my face." And this turned into such a nightmare for these people who said, "Grab a hold of that shot. Let's see what mileage we can get out of this." And this poor child has been dragged as a pawn into this game. He just wanted to go watch football. He just wanted to have a good time, and he was dragged into the middle of this. So what does that tell him about the rest of his life? That even from a young age like that, even if you're just going to have fun at a football game, you have to face this kind of scrutiny.
So this is where we get back to the conversation. This is where we get back to the conversation that didn't make it on the radio show. It made it on the stream. So if you're on the stream, you kind of heard a little bit of this. But on the radio show, you didn't. Because we talked about at the beginning of the show, Pink trying to influence people. And Grant, you said, well, if somebody's an adult and they're legitimately being changed by Pink, you're not serious about your beliefs. But if you're a child and you are forming your beliefs, all of a sudden, you have immense psychological pressure to change who and what you are to become what they want you to be. And hopefully this young man has the opportunity to take that who they want you to be, and destroy them, to burn them to the ground, to go scorched earth on these evil human beings. Because remember when I said, if God isn't helping to write your book, evil is.
That's what I was
They're
gonna say.
evil.
Don't let them be the co-author of your story.
They cannot be the co-author of your story. Much like Sam cannot be the co-author of the What Would You Pay championship belt chain, because bitch left it somewhere. You gonna bleep that out, Sam? Thank you.
Yeah, what was that, man? Like you tried to not say it, and then you
yeah,
said it.
I tried.
Yeah.
He should have just been full volume.
It slipped
Yeah,
out.
I wanted to go with it, but man, it
Kavan.
was difficult.
Kavan.
Yeah,
Well, and there's a quote that I
that
wish I
red
could remember
pudding
right now. And
It's awesome.
if
The
any of
ice
y'all-
cream.
Sorry,
is-
yeah, Sam's
is
confused.
neat.
I know, I get it.
One at a time, boys.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
go ahead, Caleb.
So there's a quote, and I wish I could remember it. I actually looked for it just now. But Martin Luther King Jr. had a quote. We've all seen the picture of the young girl with the dog barking in her face. Mm-hmm. And it's more than a picture is worth 1,000 words. It's capturing it in the moment to change the direction of the media narrative.
Correct.
It's to help speak the story of your movement. And that's what he explained to him. He's like, look, they're going to come after you. They're going to send everything after you. Don't give in. the picture is what we need. And I wish I could remember this quote. It was a phenomenal quote. But that's how it is. Capturing the picture, capturing the moment is what can be used to tell the story of the entire narrative.
So I just had that bread pudding pecan pie.
Don't say it. Don't, no.
Sam. Oh, that is. And I want to. Oh,
Yeah.
oh my God, it's good.
That-
Look, I
you know
don't like pecan
Did you
pie.
have one bite or two?
Oh
I'm
no,
not
I
a-
had 4.
I'm not a big pecan pie because it's too sweet for me. But this is not super sweet.
And the
it's
spicy,
great.
the
It's
spicy
bread
ice
pudding
cream
on the
just-
bottom.
That ice
Then
cream.
it's pecan pie, and then you get that ice cream.
But
Oh.
that ice cream, it's like just regular vanilla ice cream, and then the pepper hits. Poof. And what? I've never had pepper in ice cream before.
Did
It
you
is
see Sam's O face when he took his bite?
What? No, I didn't.
Oh, uh-oh.
The video stopped. I mean, it was a moment.
It froze.
It froze for just a moment. The little death just killed Sam, right?
Petite mort.
Petite mort, yes. So we have had a blast here on this week's episode of Implicit Bias. I mean, we've got to start. I don't know how much time we have, but we got to thank you, Mr. Lester Steakhouse. Thank you, Mr. Lester, for making us part of the family here because, man, we just enjoy this too much, and we want you to come down and enjoy this as well. But, oh, my goodness, the topics that we've covered this week, the things that we've had, the food that we've had, this Lenten menu, it's a steakhouse. But we have had lobster Napoleon. We've had soft-shelled crab BLT. Which had salmon bacon on it. Yeah. We have had, oh my God, the seafood cioppino, the Wellington, the sea bass, the dessert, all so well done. And look, again, you can smoke a cigar in the cigar lounge. That's why they call it the cigar lounge. Well, you can't do that anywhere else in the state of Louisiana.
How many people can smoke a cigar and eat in their house now?
Fair.
Not very many.
So to be able to do it here and enjoy this kind of menu.
In Louisiana, you cannot smoke in a restaurant. But
you can smoke
at
here.
Mr. Lester's, you can smoke in the cigar room. And there's a dining room right on the other side of that wall.
And then the cigars here they have are picked by you, correct?
Right.
Which, by the way, Renee,
cigars.
so while we're wrapping this up, we got a minute. Give me a quick, just what cigars are available here?
Oh, yeah. There's 4 or 5. One of the big ones is the JFR Lunatic, and Chef Willie was telling me about it. It's an 8x80 cigar, and he said the poker players love them.
We love him. We love Mr. Lester's. Thank you, Renee Girard. Thank you, everyone who's watched this live stream. Thank you, everyone who's listened on the radio, and we hope to catch you back next week during the first Lenten episode of Implicit Bias.
8x80.
Yeah.
What are the units?
What do you mean?
Is that inches?
So if
8
you are
inches long.
if you are watching on live stream,
80
thank you so
ring
much
gauge.
for chiming in. We are so glad that we were
80
able to
ring
give
gauge
away
is about that
to
big.
let's see, let me make sure
Okay.
the name here again because I'm going to reach out to you.
80/64.
Seth Landry, thank you.
Landry,
Yes, Seth,
IB.
congratulations.
Very good job.
Make sure you come
Congratulations.
pick
You won
up your
something
gift certificate.
phenomenal.
Bring your wife who elevates your spirits here. Trust me.
Yeah.
She'll
and
continue to elevate them.
Who won the guy that won the Blanton?
Seth Landry.
Seth Landry.
Okay, so Seth, you got 30 days because on
Yep.
day 31, Caleb's grabbing the bottle of top.
Yeah, at that point.
Oh no! On day 31, that bottle goes back on my bar
Yeah.
We're
because
oil
this came out of
wrestling for
my
that one.
collection.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so we're going to Kavan's house and drinking
Yeah,
this bottle
yeah.
of Blanton's.
Yeah,
We
that's
talked
fine.
about arson before. Wait until we find out then. Yeah.
All right, Sam, we ready to wrap this up?
If you want, yeah.
Let's stick a fork in this puppy and twist. Thank you for watching the live stream. We appreciate you being here with us on Implicit Bias. Listen on Saturdays. Follow us, please, on YouTube, Facebook. Subscribe to the podcast because that's really where we're going to start to do some other stuff. We got a lot of stuff coming your way. Trust me, Implicit Bias, stick with us. We hope to make it worth your while. Have a great evening, and we will see you next week. Happy Mardi Gras, yes. Happy Mardi Gras because, got to keep the hand strong with the jacket because this is beautiful. What is this, velvet? Anyway, good night. Y'all have a good one.